I'm here with two of my persons, Mac Morey, Bob Fescoe, here on 96.5 The Fan. Dusty Likens with you as well. Happy Wednesday. Oh, no. You know what that means. You know what that means. It is a Wednesday. Welcome to the show. We are closer and closer and closer to that game on Saturday.
I was telling somebody this morning, a friend of mine, I said,
It's going to be a cold one.
I saw a story on one of those aggregate websites this morning, the most popular sandwiches in the 1950s. I said, I'm very interested in
Egg
this.
salad.
It was a video, and I didn't have time to watch the video. I was hoping it was a list of like the top sandwiches, and it was like I don't know, like whatever, you know.
Have you ever had a Vegemite sandwich?
No, I have not.
Our buddy Aussie
guy, he loves it.
He bought me one,
and not
my favorite. I took one bite. And I was like, oh, because it was when I worked at Jack Stack. I brought it in. Did you
smoke the Vegemite in there in the smoker?
He bought it. It was in like a cellophane like bag.
Yeah.
And I took it in there, and my buddy's like, "What is that? Like a like a bagel?" I was like,
"Oh."
I was like, "No, it's
I don't know
it's
that
a
I've
Vegemite
ever seen
sandwich."
It. Like, do they sell that at Hy-Vee Vegemite?
I don't know if he brought it back. There's probably some like Whole Foods store at like City Market that sells them. It was
not good.
I don't want to say that. It was interesting.
Okay, what's it made out of?
Vegemite?
Yeah.
I don't like.
It's not meat though, right? It's not like the Australian version of Spam or something.
No, it's almost
like
what is it? It's almost like a Fig Newton, but like has a different. It was interesting.
I'm loving it.
So
hello everybody. Happy Wednesday.
But no, I don't. I mean, it was. Man, it's like the Australian Nutella.
Yeah.
I've never heard of this.
You never heard of Vegemite sandwich?
Have you ever
never heard the song?
Yeah.
Men at Work?
Yeah, it's Men at Work. I come from a land down under.
Oh, yeah, okay.
A Vegemite sandwich?
And give me a piece of my breakfast.
Yeah. Give me a Vegemite sandwich.
You have a guess on what we're coming back with?
I mean, yeah, exactly. A Men at Work. I've never heard of that song before. Oh, I know that song.
Yeah, and Aussie just texted me and said World Market in Westport has them. So if you want a Vegemite sandwich back, go grab one.
No,
I don't know.
It looks
what kind of bread did you eat it on?
It was like on an onion roll.
Okay,
it wasn't bad. It was again. It was interesting.
Texture of mush, though, right?
Like a Fig Newton is what the texture was. It was like brown and like it was interesting.
Are you to the stage of your life now where, like, for me, texture never mattered to me in food? Now all of a sudden I'm like, I'm not into like soft foods like dates, like some.
Oh, I mean, if you're eating dates, I don't know why you would eat a date.
Like a date wrapped in bacon somebody served one time. I thought they were scallops, and
where do you eat?
My friend makes crap like all the time.
I used to think Emily was weird taking sour cream to a restaurant. Now I love her. I'm like, totally agree with this. And over here, Bob's like, yeah, I eat dates with bacon wrapped dates.
My friend, years ago on New Year's Eve, we went to his house in Chicago right after COVID. And
Get out of here if that's the food you're serving.
and he's a foodie, right? And I'm like, I don't like. Oh, you got to try them. No, they're not. No, I don't. It's not good. It's not. And so that's like for me, like texture started to kick in.
Yeah.
And so like if it's a soft like mush texture, I don't know that I'm in. If that's what Vegemite really is.
So Jayhawk for Life on the text line says Vegemite is a very salty yeast. It is a yeast extract. So I mean, it's again. I'm one of those guys because my friends have made me this way to like try everything once. Because I used to be a kid like,
that's what we tell
gross.
the kids. Take 10 bites, and if you don't like it after, that's what they say. They say 7 to 10 bites is what you need to have in order to really try something, right? You take one bite, you're like, nah, I don't like this. How do you know? You barely tried it.
Yeah, when I was a kid, it was 3 bites. Now it's 10.
Now they're saying 7 to 10 bites is what you need to have.
The economy is rough.
To make sure that, well, I mean, hey, we're cooking all this food. Like,
inflation's tough, man. You got to take 10 bites of your food.
And I'm also to the point now where wasting food just drives me up a wall. And we make food nobody eats, and then you throw it away a week later. And you're like, what are we doing here?
Well, that's what I asked my dad when I don't know, it's like a year ago. I asked my dad, I was like, did we not eat salmon when we were young because we were poor? He's like, no, because you would have never ate it.
Never would. My kids eat
because like
salmon,
salmon's really not that expensive. Like,
right.
I think the Costco, you can get like 6 fillets for like $33.
Yeah.
And I was like questioning myself, like, why is that? And it's like, I don't know. And like as a kid, never ate Brussels sprouts, never ate broccoli, never ate asparagus.
But see, I watched something on Food Network over the weekend, and it was about cauliflower. And
Bobby Flay?
I don't know what
Great
it was.
show.
I forget what it was, but they're like, if you don't like cauliflower, you're a child of the 70s and the 80s where you just got a bag of mushed cauliflower in the microwave from your mom. And I'm like, absolutely. That's how we had cauliflower. They threw a bag of frozen cauliflower in a bowl, and you ate it, and it was awful. It came out terrible. So to your point, the Brussels sprout thing, we were making them wrong. Now we add lard, bacon, onion, fat, more lard, more bacon, they're wonderful, right? The bacon jelly and all that kind of stuff. We roast them. Like, we've expanded the way we cook right now. So I'm like, all right, maybe I give cauliflower another shot if somebody roasts it or something. But
speaking of a transition into sports, if you roast it a lot and you give another shot, DJ Humphries, the left tackle. What do you think?
I'm so over.
How about
this
that text
story.
line? Yeah, you like that text line?
That was good. Was somebody saying talk sports already
They're
this
being
morning?
Funny though.
Oh, okay. Because my thing was I brought up the sandwiches because I'm like, I'm more interested in that because it's Wednesday. I need the game to start right now.
For sure.
I'm ready for football
It's actually
now,
Thursday,
right?
by the way.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
In
Chiefs Kingdom, it is Thursday. Sorry. In Arrowhead, it's Thursday. In the outside world, it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
But no,
Tell your boss that.
I'm ready for the game, right? Like I know because we really haven't had a game since Christmas, guys.
Our biggest talking point for the last 2 days in Kansas City Chiefs Kingdom is left tackle,
is
which
left
is insane
tackle.
to me.
Yeah, and I talked to somebody in the organization about that, and I finally got a response last night about about the left tackle position. So clearly, it's something that they're discussing,
right?
And the text I sent was, "Is this a real thing that the discussion of left tackle?"
You told me that yesterday. Yeah.
And the response back that I got was daily. I'm like, oh, okay. So like
daily in house.
Yeah,
So it's real.
It is. Yeah, it is real. And I'll say this. I was listening to Boomer Esiason talk football yesterday, and he said he's here and DJ Humphries is going to be the guy at left tackle, right? And I'm thinking to myself, boy, okay, let's do the say it out loud test with this. I want everybody to do the say it out loud test. Do you want one of the best defensive fronts in the NFL going up against a guy who really hasn't played in a year? Or do you want Joe Thuney to play the left tackle position? Right. I am more comfortable myself with Joe Thuney. If they start DJ Humphries to me and it goes bad and we lose the game or something and DJ Humphries is like, oh my God, this guy's terrible, it's going to go down as Andy's biggest blunder in Kansas City. I think you stick with what's working right now, and that's Joe Thuney and Frank Caliendo on the left side. You played against the Houston Texans with these guys a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Did you not? Right?
You must be fired up.
I am like this is one that I like. I want to get in front of this and let everybody know. Do not mess with the offensive line. You mess with your quarterback's psyche all year with this offensive line.
Right.
You finally found one that's working, and there's questions. Now, I know Andy and all those guys, they can say they know more football than me. I get all that. I understand all that. But the way that I look at it is DJ Humphries really hasn't played in over a year.
Yeah. And he played one game, and got hurt with a hamstring injury.
I don't know, man. What do you guys think about it? That's my take. Like, it's frustrating for me because I see something that's working just fine. I'm like, you don't mess with what's working. Now, they could put DJ Humphries out there. He could be wonderful on Saturday afternoon.
So I think I'd seen you guys' text. They did the Thuney experiment at the start of the Cleveland right? Was that the first game?
The Thuney time he went in was the Raider game.
Okay, so it was week 13.
It was after they had a bad play or whatever, and you saw Mahomes' reaction, and Wanye Morris hit the bricks, and Joe Thuney moved out to left side.
So he started week 14 essentially.
Week 14 was probably the first time Joe Thuney started.
3 sacks in that game, right? That was the most. After that, there was 1 sack the rest of the year for Mahomes. Obviously, he didn't play week 18,
right?
But he was sacked 1 time, and that was in that Houston Texans game in week 16. No sacks week 17. No sacks week 15. 1 sack in week 16. And I sent you this too. The deep ball was there, right? He hit Justin Watson with that deep ball on the sideline. And
those were playoff teams that they were playing. Remember that gauntlet that we talked about?
3-11.
Yeah. We had the Chargers playoff team. We had, Cleveland doesn't count. Houston playoff team. And then the Steelers playoff team. I mean, those are good teams, right?
And you can poo-poo on Cleveland all you want. Great defensive line.
Myles Garrett was shut out of that game. Remember, Myles Garrett did not have an impact in that game.
Well,
pressured, a lot of pressures, but yes.
But again, no sacks. And again, I don't know. I mean, Max, I consider myself a nerd. a little bit more than you. Max a little bit more than a nerd than I am.
No doubt.
But like, why?
Once he gets older, he won't be.
Why do you mess with this?
Yeah, this is one of those things that seems like human, like nature type stuff. Not football coaching, not like teacher student, not like you. I know more than you. This seems like
it's like I'm going to take the seat off my bike just because of the way that it feels.
Yeah.
Mutt, Blink-182, greatest song of all time by them. Nice. But it's like it's weird that like because like this seems like Andy's forte. Right? Offensive line coach in the past, turned into quarterback coach, turned into offensive coordinator, turned into head coach. And it's like, again, I will never question Andy Reid. I've seen 2 back-to-back championships. I've seen 3 in my life. But this is one, like you said, this is one of those things where I'm like, this is a discussion. Like, This is one of those things where it's like, well, we brought this guy in to play left tackle. We brought this guy in to be that guy. Joe Thuney's better at the left guard. And then the other side of it is everyone will say, well, the run game has been down since they've moved Thuney to left tackle. And this is a game in which the Houston Texans, like, how do you soften an aggressive front line? You run the ball right at them. And when you do that, they can't pin their ears back. They can't come after you. They got to, like, think about it. They got to do different stunts. They've got to do different, like.
When has Andy ever committed to the run to allow that to happen?
And that was my argument. It's like, when has this team ever been a run first, run second, hell, run third team?
Because if you're going to commit to the run, Dusty, right? To me, you commit to the run and you do not throw the football. The commitment to the run that we've seen is like 1st and 10, gain of 1. Throw!
Yeah.
Like immediately
like is
abandon the run.
Just not a good guard?
I think he's been really good. The people that I've talked to about Caliendo have been like, wow, we're kind of impressed. We didn't realize he was going to be this good.
I mean, if Caliendo hadn't been this good, this would not be
Have you noticed Caliendo? Be honest with yourselves.
No.
I mean, the only Caliendo I know is from stand-up, right? Like, and that's a good thing. That's not a knock.
Good.
Like,
the only thing I watch on the offensive line is the left tackle and the right tackle.
That's
I
it.
see if Juwan Taylor's going to jump, and I see if Thuney's going to pancake. Mm-hmm. And that's literally all. Like, I think it's hilarious. The Texans brought this up a couple times, so respect to them. Humphreys and Thuney is like Gerbach and Gannon.
That's a great point, man. I love that.
Like,
oh my God, that's why you have to learn from history.
It's like, what are we doing here? Like, just do it. Just go out there, and if like, I mean,
that's a great text. Like, whoever texted the Gerbach, give me goosebumps, bro. Like, that's awesome. That's the best way to put it for Kansas City.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, just go with a hot hand. Just stick with it. Let it be. Don't change it up. Just
look at you quoting the Beatles.
Yeah, just stay with your left. And again, I don't know how they gamble in the NFL. If this is just smoke screens. But again, how great is it that we're talking left tackle, left guard? Like that's where we're at.
Yeah, but
Houston media is going, oh boy. I mean, Worthy, Humphreys. They got this guy named Mahomes, Kelce. So.
Like, if you want to start Humphreys on the other side and place a Juwan Taylor, I'm open to that conversation. But I just think Joe Thuney's been playing great. And, yeah, like the text line said, the Gerbach-Gannon comparison, we've lived this, man. That's why I said, if Andy does this and it doesn't work, this will go down as Andy's biggest blunder. And we'll be talking about it on Monday going, what did they do that for?
So, unfortunately for you, Mac, you're a little younger, but did you ever dive into the Gerbach-Gannon?
Oh, for sure.
Okay,
absolutely.
Yeah. Ask players who were on that team about that.
Divisional round coverage brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer partner of your Kansas City Chiefs.
Changed everybody's opinion of Marty inside that locker room.
Oh, boy. Yesterday was all about Mahomes. Today it's all about 87. We'll explain on the other side of 96.5 The Fan, your home, Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Make sure to follow us on Instagram @TheFan965 for behind-the-scenes content from the show. Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Smokehouse Barbecue are ready for game day because they've got their game day special. And this weekend, hey, we got a Saturday game, and it's going to be cold. And the last thing you want to do is stand out in the parking lot or at home messing around with the grill or the smoker. Let Smokehouse Barbecue cater your tailgate this weekend, and you're going to get the Smokehouse Barbecue Game Day Special. We're talking about a pound of burnt ends, a pound of wings, a slab of baby back ribs, a quart of beans, paperware, and serving utensils for $6, all for $79.95. That's going to take care of your tailgate or your home gate. Either way, let Smokehouse Barbecue cater all of your game day opportunities. And Smokehouse Barbecue, as you know, has some of the best food in the entire free world that you're ever going to eat. Make sure you try their pulled chicken sandwich. That is fantastic. Their sliced turkey is absolutely outstanding. I love their smoked salmon. And, of course, when you go to Smokehouse Barbecue, you got to get the barbecue nachos. They're loaded with the crispy meat and the pulled pork, and they are fantastic. So visit one of the 3 Smokehouse Barbecue locations, Independence, Gladstone, and Zona Rosa, or at smokehousebbq.com. That's smokehousebbq.com. For over 35 years, locally owned and family operated, it's Smokehouse Barbecue.
It's cold outside, and the cupboard is bare. No worries. Let Hy-Vee do the shopping. With aisles online, it's easy. Go to Hy-Vee.com, choose your store, select your items, and schedule a convenient pickup or delivery time. Right now, get $10 off any $125 aisles online purchase. What could be better? We do the shopping and deliver your groceries. You stay warm and save money. Download the Aisles Online app or go to Hy-Vee.com today.
As the Chiefs go for a three-peat in the big game, Hy-Vee's making my life easier. Hy-Vee's my one-stop shop for all game day needs. From official Chiefs apparel to fan favorites, including wings, ready-to-bake pizza, and freshly prepared dips like spinach artichoke, street corn, and buffalo chicken dip. Hy-Vee has Chiefs-themed cookies and sheet cakes and cupcakes as well. Plus, don't forget the Hy-Vee Wine and Spirits department for all of your game day beverages. Elevate your home gate at Hy-Vee, the official grocery sponsor of the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
When I wake up,
the best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel all right.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why, when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When I wake up,
the best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel all right.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Wouldn't you like to take a vacation from your bills? Well, you can. The new year is here. Home values are up, and you have more home equity than ever. Now is the time to put that home equity to work for you. This is James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak Lending. Credit card balances are at an all-time high. Why pay 25 to 30% interest to them when you could be saving thousands of dollars after a simple phone call? Golden Oak's mortgage rate is 5.25%. We have no fee to apply and no out-of-pocket cost. And if you call today, you could make no payments for 2 months. But don't wait. This rate won't last forever. Imagine how good it will feel to have those bills paid off. At Golden Oak Lending, we can make that happen in as little as 14 days. And if for any reason your loan doesn't close, we will pay for your appraisal. Call today and take advantage of our 5.25 fixed rate. Call 913-890-GOLD.
Golden Oak Landing cured my blues.
6.19 APR, FHA, 15-year, 20% equity, qualified credit. Additional terms apply. NMLS 114937.
Chiefs coverage is brought to you by Shamrock Roofing and Construction. ShamrockRoofer.com.
Hey folks, it's Karen from Shamrock Roofing and Construction. Thank you for making Shamrock Roofing one of the top 30 roofing companies in the nation. We're family owned and ready to help you with your roof today. Inspect, repair, replace. One call does it all at Shamrock Roofing. Visit ShamrockRoofer.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side, 35 southbound from Missouri 152 into downtown is a 12-minute trip. I-70 westbound from 470 into downtown, 15 minutes. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric Traffic Center, Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Really thought we were going to get men without hats? Or men at work?
Men at work, yeah. Men without hats is different, I think.
Yeah, that's you can dance if you want to.
Yes.
You can leave your old friends behind.
The 80s was a weird decade of music, my friends.
Did you ever see the movie Biodome?
No. I've heard of Biodome. Wait, was that with Keanu? Not Keanu Reeves.
Pauly Shore and one of the Baldwins. Steven.
Alec?
Nah, it's Steven.
Billy?
Bobby? Nah, I think it's Steven Baldwin.
I'm just
Great movie. I thought you guys cared about the environment. No, we were just trying to get laid. Greatest quote of that movie. Welcome into Fescoe and Dusty with Mac Morey, Bob Fescoe, and Dusty Likens what? DMV?
Yeah.
Bob almost got laid at the DMV by somebody not named Jen.
I got hit on at the DMV.
So let me ask you this. This is a fair
greatest place on earth. I know nobody likes the DMV. I'm going back every day.
This is a fair question. Would your wife give you a hall pass to lay one out at the DMV if you got the first spot in line every time you went in?
No. No. You don't go to the DMV that much, right? I mean, how often do you go to the DMV?
Once every 2 years.
Oh, really?
Well, you got to get your plates renewed.
Oh, you can do that through the mail in Kansas. Most of the stuff in Kansas you can do through the mail, and so sorry, man. Yeah, it's like
no, it's not.
It's time to move.
Lee Summit's on the come, man.
Is it?
Has been for like 20 years.
No, you're right. It has been.
Building
but
a whole new farmers market downtown.
You get that dewdrop in back, and then I'll tell you, Lee Summit will definitely be on the come. So I take my daughter
on the come.
One more time. So good you hear it twice.
On the come.
I take my youngest to get her picture for her permit yesterday, right? And so we have this appointment at 4:15. We walk in, and I've got to have my license as well. So I look at it like, oh, it expires in April, my birthday, right? Like, oh, okay, I'm here. Nobody likes going to the DMV, and of course, my 14-year-old's asking all these questions about the DMV. I'm like, I really can't talk about the DMV in front of the people that work at the DMV, right? I'll do that on the radio tomorrow morning. And just like she doesn't understand, like nobody wants to go to the DMV.
She'll learn.
She'll learn fast.
You're gonna learn,
but maybe by the time she's to that stage, everything will be done through the mail, right? Like everything will be done. You'll never have to go down there, right? And so nobody likes the DMV, and there's all these chairs, and my daughter's like, why are all these chairs here? I'm like, you have no idea what it used to be like at the DMV. You used to sit here all day. It was a miserable experience. Nobody was happy. And so we get there. I'm like, oh, my driver's license is going to expire. I'm like, I might as well get it done, right? Get it done while I'm here. And of course, the guy at the front desk is like, I don't know if anybody's going to have time. There's nobody in the place. There's like 5 workers, right? I don't know if anybody's going to have time. We close at 4:40 and it's 4:15, 4:20. I'm like,
what time?
4:20, 4:15, 4:30, right in that wheelhouse, right?
Plays it.
Cool.
And so I take my daughter to she gets called to stand number 12 or whatever it is, and stand number 13 is next to stand number 12. So I'm standing at stand 12. My daughter goes up. We start talking to the guy, and there's a woman sitting there at the next stand, and she puts her hair up. She goes, "Oh, it is so hot in here," and starts flashing her, not flashing, that's the wrong term to use, but like moving her shirt to cool off, right?
Baby.
and I'm like, oh, I see what's going on here. Immediately see what's going on here, right? And I'm like, hey, do you have time to take my picture and give me a new license? She goes, yeah, I'm not doing anything else right now. I got 5 minutes. She goes, put your face in here, look at the eye test, read line 5.
Put your face in here, she's flashing you.
The eye testing, you got to put your head on it, right? And so I read line 5,
Headlights.
got my eggs. I've got my eggs. I'm looking up at the screen.
What are we doing here, dude? Stay focused, Bob.
Got my eyes done. Look good. Everything's great.
Yes.
I have a wool hat on, because it's cold outside. Yeah. So I take my hat off. My hair's all messy. She goes, oh, it looks wonderful. Nobody cares what your hair looks like. It's all about right here. And I'm like, okay, fine. So I take the picture. It's probably going to be terrible. My daughter, picked her up at school. She went home, put on makeup, did her hair. Like, this was a production for the permit driver test. And so I continue to talk to this lady, and I'm cracking jokes and having a conversation. And as we're getting ready to leave, she says to me, do you have somebody that's 10 years older for me? Wow. And I said, no, unfortunately, I don't. But I appreciate the effort. And we'll talk later. And so we get home, And
sliding in the DMVs.
Yeah, right. That's exactly it. So we get home, and my youngest walks in and goes, "Mom, you have no idea. Dad pulls."
That's dope.
Dad pulls.
I could just hear Jen being like, "What does that mean?
What are you saying?"
Follow-up question: how do you know that?
But they come home all the time if I'm out with them. They go, "Another woman hit on Dad today." You know,
hit on Mom too, man.
Maybe hit on Mom as well.
She's a beautiful lady.
You get hit on in your late 40s, man. That feels good. So I am going to strut around today, man. I am going to take that George Jefferson strut around the building today.
I guess I can do it online. Thank you, text line. I didn't know I could do that.
Oh, you've been going down there for no reason, huh?
Well, I got the cheat code last year because our buddy Jeremy Danner was telling me, he's like, if you go in there and ask if you can get like the cheat code where you like set up your appointment on online and then go to the DMV, you move right in the front of the line. I've never been looked at more hated in my life than doing that.
Well, that's not your problem. That's like everybody else's problem for not making an appointment online.
I walked out of that DMV like I was like, Vince McMahon back in the 90s.
George Jefferson down there, and you didn't even get hit on.
No chance. But if that's what you got.
We've all been there where you sit for hours at the DMV. It's a miserable experience.
And you get to the spot, they're like, do you have this?
And you never have what they need, right?
Here's a yellow slip. Come back when you have it. You can go to the front of the line. Oh,
right.
Okay.
I mean, because the woman in front of us with her son getting their permit was the same way. Like, oh, I don't have that. She had a stack of papers. Like, when you go to the DMV, bring everything that you own. That way you have it. That way you have it.
Yeah, kitchen sink. No, it's crazy. I would definitely have sex with the lady at the DMV if I got first spot in line every time I went.
You're also not married.
Key stat.
That is a good factor.
I mean, that is a big factor right there.
Dusty's like, yeah, man, totally.
Key stat.
I was like, okay, well,
I'm happily married and got kids. Doesn't like I'd do it. Like, you're single, of course you should do it.
Yes, sir. Give a hell if she's 75. Let's get it on, baby.
Front of the line, sure.
Sweet.
It wasn't that bad.
Did you pull your tab for your next spot in line?
No.
I'm tagging. Travis Kelce, man. It is that time of year. We talked yesterday about Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. Travis Kelce, man, the playoff is a different breed, man. He just has all sorts of numbers. Last year, 32 receptions, 355 yards, 3 touchdowns. I'd love to see that again.
Yeah.
A guy that's been rested for the last, 3 weeks. Everyone said throughout the year, like, just wait. 2 years ago, 27 receptions, 257 yards, 4 touchdowns. In fact, in a 9-year playoff stretch, he is the leader. Career totals indicate an all-time career record. 165 receptions, right? Past Jerry Rice. Has a chance to pass Jerry Rice in touchdowns this year as well. But his career in the playoffs, 165 receptions, 1,903 yards, and 19 touchdowns.
How many touchdowns?
19. That's
in how many playoff games?
22.
So basically won a game. I was thinking Mahomes 18 playoff games, right? Because he had a couple before that. And Travis wasn't great in the playoff. He was really bad in the postseason for the first couple of years. He was dropping balls and things like that. Then Mahomes took over. He's been nothing but fantastic.
So his first year ever in the playoffs was in 2015. He had 14 receptions for 151 yards, 0 touchdowns. Then it went 5 receptions.
What year was that?
2015.
2015.
Then in 2016, he had 5. 2017, he had 4. And then the Mahomes era starts. 10 receptions, 19, 31, 23, 27, 32.
31.
That's right. Since 2019, he's had at least 200 receiving yards in the playoffs. He had 360 in 2020. He had 355 last year, which was his second highest, and 3 touchdowns last year. This is why throughout the year we all said it doesn't matter what he does throughout the regular season. Just stay healthy, stay right. And then the playoffs, Travis Kelce kind of, ups his game.
Right.
He's rested. Last year was the same sort of narrative. It was like, well, Travis Kelce, down here. It wasn't his normal, 1,000-yard receiving season. Wasn't his big Travis Kelce numbers. Oh, my fantasy team is struggling. But then when the playoffs start, Travis Kelce turns it on. Last year, he had 11 yards per reception. So a first down every time he catches the ball. In fact, he had 19 first down receptions last year.
Well, that's insane. And we talked about Andy Reid in the first segment making a mistake potentially with the left tackle position this week. Andy Reid has been a genius over the last couple of years in managing Travis Kelce and understanding what's important. And I know fantasy owners don't like that, but Andy Reid doesn't care about your fantasy team. And that's why when people talk during the regular season about Travis Kelce and say he's washed and all this nonsense that people throw out there, I say, you don't understand how to watch football when it comes to an Andy Reid coach team. He's not washed. He's preserving the gentleman for the playoffs when they know that they need to be at their best. And that's why Andy Reid is a better coach than yours. Whoever your coach is, Andy Reid is better because he understands how to put his people in position to be successful. And for Travis Kelce to be successful at the most important time of the year, you just dial it back during the regular season. It doesn't matter. What matters is now until 25 days, because we're 25 days away from Super Bowl Sunday. That's all that matters, the next 25 days. Then it's 24. Then it's see how you count down. And so basically what matters is the next 3 weeks. That is it. For the entire season, the only thing that matters is what happens the next 3 weeks. And if Andy Reid overused Travis Kelce and he got hurt or something like that happened, all the people who say Travis Kelce is washed would be ripping Andy Reid for using him too much during the regular season. You should have preserved him for the playoffs. So he preserves him for the playoffs, and then people say he's washed. So it's a no-win situation, but I guarantee you that Travis Kelce is the guy, when this thing is all said and done this year, that we're going to be talking about, and he's going to be the most impactful member of this organization.
Do you think there's anybody else that stands up this year in the playoffs? I mean, I know that we've seen a lot from these guys. I mean, I think DeAndre Hopkins is a name that we could see in this playoff stretch that, now all of a sudden it doesn't matter how many snaps he plays because you got the compensatory number one pick or the first pick in the third round. Thank you, Tennessee. But also, it's like when you watch these playoffs and they start to ramp up and you see 87 kind of turn it on, it lets you know like where this team is every single year because they know what they have to do to get by throughout the regular season. Now, getting by and going 15-2 seems kind of like ignorant to say out loud because you went 15-2. What does that mean to get by? Travis Kelce had his, statistically his worst year of his career, right, this year because
he's also his oldest he's ever been.
Fair point.
Wow, really? Okay.
Interesting stat there.
Yeah.
Take that, ML football. This is the oldest Travis Kelce has been. Yeah, just wait.
Just wait. They will.
But I do find it interesting that when you look at this Chiefs run, and we talked about this dynasty, yesterday and what it means and all these people that have been so impactful in this dynasty, it is crazy how, when it comes to the playoffs, these two, 87 and 15, seem to just find that next step.
That's right.
They tend to go to that special page in the playbook, and it's like, let's get back to brass tacks. Let's get to the first down, because that's the thing about the playoffs. Clock management, time of possession. I mean, I watched Buffalo against Denver, and Buffalo, and they give up the 7 points right away, and Denver scored bang, 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 and then Denver never scored again. And on Buffalo's first drive, it was so methodical. It was so played out, and it was like, they don't panic. And
I'd like to see a game like that out of us this weekend.
I think you will. I think you will, because the one thing that this offense has to do is tire out that defense, because that defensive line is nasty for Houston, right? They got a bunch of big dogs in that team. We already talked about Will Anderson Jr. yesterday, and not Will. Yeah, Will. And we talk about those guys. The way that you break that down is how infuriating is it when you play the Chiefs in the playoffs and it's 3rd and 5, and then it's bang 7-yard catch to Travis Kelce, first down. That's 3 more points.
What I like most out of Travis now, and he's only done it a couple of times, but what I really like is when he knows he has the first down and he just lies down.
Just falls down. He's like,
Well, because that's smart. Why take the wear and tear? What, for an extra yard to get pounded by some guy? What's the point?
We've seen Tyler Lockett do it for years. Just fall down.
Just fall down. Yeah. And Travis is doing that, and I love it. And I will take your Travis Kelce for 7 and raise you a Mahomes run for 6. And those are the daggers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are the daggers.
And that's it's got to be from the other side of the opponent's view is what's more frustrating? You have the Chiefs on their heels, 3rd and 7, bang, Travis Kelce, 8 yards, 3 more downs, maybe 4 when it comes to Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, or the 3rd and 13, and all of a sudden everybody's covered in the secondary, and then Mahomes takes off for a 15-yard run.
That's right.
You'll see multiple times you'll see that happen in the playoffs. It's happened enough to know that it's there, but it is.
And there's nothing anybody can do to stop it.
And that to me is a major talking point, because we talked all year, because if you want to see if we can be right every once in a while, I know we get it wrong every time in the script, but you think about that when it comes to the playoffs, is there going to be that connection again that is still there, which is right as rain, which is 87 and 15 in the playoffs. It just happens to click better than anybody else, because we saw with Brady and Gronk. It was, when Gronk went back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Brady, it was halfway through the season, I believe. And then in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl, Brady and Gronk connected for a touchdown. It was just it doesn't go away. It's one of those things that you can just lean on and consider a free space on the bingo card. And that is what these Chiefs will do in the playoffs, is that, the regular season, you can say what you want about Travis Kelce, but again, what do we always say? It matters about the playoffs. And when Travis Kelce is doing what he does in the playoffs, last year again, 355 yards in the playoffs, 4 touchdowns. I think Travis Kelce may have more touchdowns in the playoffs than Justin Herbert.
Than the regular. What do you have? 3 in the regular season? 2.
Yeah.
Like I think he will have more touchdowns. I don't know that he's going to match the 335 this year because he has one less game to do it. Right. So take that away. But if he gets you about 100 a game, if you get between 75 and 100 a game and a touchdown a game, that's all you need. Big play here or there type of stuff. And Travis will bring that to you. But the other thing is, too, while I think Travis is going to be the guy in the playoffs this year, last year he had to be the guy in the playoffs, right? There was literally nobody else to throw the football to. Well, there were guys, but nobody had hands. They were running around with nubs. And you ever see somebody with no hands, just a nub on there, right? Mm-hmm. So that's what Kadarius Toney was, right? Nobody was good, and so now, but they've got other guys now that they can rely on, right? You got DeAndre Hopkins, who you talk about it. I'm not saying I was ignorant on DeAndre Hopkins. I knew he was good. I didn't realize he was this good. Like, the guy's a magnet for the football. Anything thrown in his general direction, he's catching. So you got him. You've got Xavier Worthy, who leads the team with 9 touchdowns this year. I think he's going to have a big playoff as well.
Too.
And you've got a 2-headed running back right now with the opportunity to do more out of the running back position than you did even a year ago with Jerick McKinnon and some of these guys. And really, if you want to factor in Pirine, that's a 3-headed running back.
And Hollywood Brown.
And Hollywood Brown and Noah Gray.
It never ends.
Yeah, like the offensive weapons that are just going to be thrown out these teams over the next 25 days. It's insanity, man. It's like HDH every night from a weapon standpoint. You better find a way to, stack some points early in this one because the Chiefs are just going to throw waves of weapons at you.
17 touchdowns in the last 16 games, Travis Kelce.
Pretty good.
Aaron Jones, Addison in motion to the right. 2 receivers left. Rams blitz. Darnold gets away from it. Steps up in the pocket. He's holding it too long. Just run. Throw it, man. Just run. At the 25-yard line, he's sacked for a 5th time.
All he's got to do is pull that thing down and run and get as much positive yardage as he can. There were 5 to 7 yards easy there to be made. We saw Buffalo do this to him all day long because they're not always disciplined in their lanes. But if he pulls this thing down right there, he has a good 5-7 yards, if not more. Right. I mean, take what's there.
Throw it, man. Such a great audio clip there. Paul Allen, baby.
Paul Allen's the best, man. Like, he's what we do in his day job, and then he calls the games as well. So he's broadcasting the game from a talk show host perspective, which I think is fantastic. He's awesome.
When's the last time you said that to Mahomes?
Throw it?
Yeah, just throw it, man.
Well, there's one time, and like the
where
last
you screamed
time,
like Paul Allen.
Yeah, the last time I've been mad at Patrick Mahomes right before halftime of the first AFC Championship game against the Patriots when he took a sack.
Yeah, they didn't score in that first half, right? That would have been their first 3 points.
Had they scored 3 points there's no overtime, there's no D4, they win that football game.
That's huge.
I think the last time I've ever been frustrated was in that Raiders game on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Because they scored 14 points on almost like back-to-back plays where they fumbled
scored 14
handoff.
points in 7 seconds.
They fumbled the handoff, and then I think he threw
an interception.
Yeah.
Do you think he did that, though, on purpose just to send a message like, I got nothing out here, man. Screw this.
No, no. I think no, probably
I would say the second half of that AFC Championship game against the Bengals.
Yeah.
They rushed 3 the whole time. He held it for 10 seconds behind the line of scrimmage. He'd get sacked. I mean, I was very upset.
You were Paul Allen?
I was Paul Allen.
Throw it, man. I mean, damn, Sam Darnold, dude.
So, Sam Darnold, I was listening to some NFL stuff yesterday. It all starts to blend together, right? Mm-hmm. And somebody had said, who covers the NFL, they think Darnold went from like a 4-year, $220 million contract or 5-year, $220, whatever it is, to a 1-year, $5 million contract because of that performance. The dude was sacked 9 times. Not all of that is on the offensive line, as you heard Paul Allen say.
Now, I will say Sam Darnold, that's tough, man. Because, like, if you're J.J. McCarthy, you're like, all right, here's my chance.
He better go out and ball, though, man.
Did you see what he tweeted?
Huh.
Amor fati.
Love, fate?
The love of someone's fate. Yeah, so JJ tweeted that during the game, like right after the game.
Really?
Yeah, Amor fati.
Oh.
So I don't know. You can interpret that whatever way you want, but I was kind of like, eh.
What was that guy's name? Goat Man? Is that his name? It was,
Saturday Night Live, Goat Boy, wasn't it?
No, that's Jim Brewer. Yeah. No, it was Carpe Diem.
Carpe Diem?
Yeah, but wasn't it your show that they did that? Carpe Diem? As like a fan that used to call in all the time. I forget what his name was. I thought it was Goat Man.
I worked with a guy who always said Carpe Diem. But that
Seize
wasn't
the
here.
day.
Yeah. I just want to win, Jim.
No doubt about it. Coming up on the other side, we get to Jay Binkley.
Oh, yeah, baby. He's ready to go. He's excited to talk football.
I don't know if he's more ready for the Chiefs to play or for the national championship that is still like another week away, it seems like. We'll talk to Jay Binkley on the other side here on Fescoe and Dusty. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Fescoe and Dusty. Subscribe and watch the show on YouTube by going to our channel at The Fan 965, Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, as we get ready to start the new year, the last thing you want to do is go into the new year with the same problems. And if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction, now is the time to get that fixed. Call my friends over at Heartland Men's Health, because there probably isn't a better resolution you can make than to be done with ED. Over at Heartland Men's Health, they have treatments when the pills or herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. And some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. Heartland Men's Health is successfully treating men right here in Kansas City, and they're ready for you. So schedule a consult with Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. They've got an expert staff, and if you're like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. They have 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Independence between Blue Springs and Lee Summit, and their new office in North Kansas City. So call them today, 844-447-6600, or check them out at heartlandmenshealth.com.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Liggins, and I want to talk to you about my new friends at GiveMeTheVin.com. They are a company that works best for you, and it's easy, no stress, no problem. Look, you've got that old car that you wanted to fix up, make a project, but then you've run out of time. You need to make some money for the holiday season. Go to GiveMeTheVin.com. They will literally buy your car. You can say goodbye to dealing with the dealerships and private sale tire kickers and get a true buy offer for your car. GiveMeTheVin.com puts your car right on the money, providing you with a hassle-free online option to sell your car for more. It's simple as going to GiveMeTheVin.com, entering your car's VIN number or license plate number. You'll get an offer on your car within minutes that is always well above any dealer quote and is guaranteed to beat your written CarMax offer, or they'll send you a check for $100. It's literally so easy, you can do it in your underwear. Literally, it's that easy. You like being comfortable and making easy money? Then go to GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-747-1515, 800-747-1515, 800-747-1515.
Hi, this is Toby Tobin along with Jason Goodenkoff from Lewisburg Ford in Lewisburg, Kansas. Hi, Jason.
Hello, Toby.
Let's talk about the buying experience at Lewisburg Ford.
It's the best anywhere. Just ask all our customers, Toby. It is hands down the best experience you can have buying a new car. We have the no-hassle Toby Tobin price that we've had for 35 years now. Nobody else can say that. We've been saving Kansas City thousands and thousands of dollars for a lot of years.
I have been buying Ford cars and trucks from Lewisburg Ford for over 30 years, and I know personally this is the best place to buy a Ford car or truck. Great prices, but there's a whole lot more than that.
It doesn't just stop at price, Toby.
No.
There's other factors to this equation, and it's trade-in allowance, financing, and the experience of how knowledgeable the people are that you're dealing with. And we surpass everybody in all those areas. We always have. We always will.
That's why calling us is important.
Do you have that new pickup?
Absolutely, and it's dynamite.
Okay. Lewisburg Ford is your best place to buy a Ford car or truck. What's your toll-free number?
816-444-2300.
Lewisburg Ford or lewisburgford.com.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Chiefs coverage on 96.5 The Fan is brought to you by award-winning Johnny's Barbecue in Olathe.
Since 1977, Johnny's Barbecue has been serving up award-winning barbecue, featured on diners, drive-ins, and dives. Experience Casey's hidden gem of barbecue, right off Highway 56 in Olathe. Dine in, carry out, delivery, and the best barbecue catering in town. Johnny'sBarbecueKC.com. Johnny's Barbecue. Taste the smoke.
Divisional round coverage of the Chiefs and Texans on 96.5 The Fan is brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer partner of your Kansas City Chiefs. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side 70 westbound, just a brief slowdown between Lee Summit Road over towards Nolan. There's a stall now off to the right shoulder, and just a tap of brakes to get past that. 71 northbound, a bit sluggish coming out of the Grandview Triangle up towards Bannister. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric Traffic Center, Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan Traffic.
It's time for the College Football Report with Jay Binkley.
I'm still not sure I'm not Dusty's dad, but regardless.
On your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
Pull out your can of Skull, or your Zen, or your Rogue, or whatever it is, and put it in your lip. It's Jay Binkley time here on 96.5 The Fan. Mr. Binkley, how are you on this frigid morning, sir?
What's going on, fellas? How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, man.
How ready to go?
Are you in a bathroom right now?
No, I'm not in a bathroom right now.
I didn't know if you were dropping an upper deck while you're doing the show.
No, but that probably would be a good idea.
Have you ever had a Vegemite sandwich?
Never have. I don't even know what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the bottom of the beer barrel that they mash together and put it on bread. I'm sure you've had that in your life.
Yeah.
I don't think I have.
What is your go-to sandwich? If you could make one just real easy, real quick, what do you go with?
Steak sandwich?
Okay.
You said real easy.
Yeah.
So I'd say like cold cuts, like roast beef, salami, that kind of stuff.
You big roast beef guy?
He goes salami, of course he does, yes.
I figured you'd be like a bologna and cheese guy on white bread with mustard.
No, I haven't had bologna in years.
Oh, nice. I call bologna. Binkley, Saturday's game against the Houston Texans. What scares you most about the Houston Texans?
I don't know. Not a ton. I mean, it was a pretty sloppy game. I mean, that Chargers game. I mean, they did win. That defense did look good. I mean, that pass rush. I guess the pass rushers. I know they only had 1 sack against the Chiefs the last time they played, but I would definitely say the pass rush of the Texans and the Chiefs just hurt themselves. I mean, really, the only team that could beat the Chiefs are the Chiefs.
That's right.
They're just better than anybody else. If it's no turnovers, which they've really cut down on, they're doing an awesome job taking the ball away. I think they can hurt themselves. And if anybody beats them, it'll be themselves. But I don't think another team can go out and do it.
Jay, I think if Andy Reid starts Humphreys at left tackle and it goes bad, it's his biggest blunder since the Indianapolis game in 2014. I don't think you mess with something that's working right now. What do you think the Chiefs ought to do with their offensive line?
Well, I mean, Tooney isn't your prototypical, left tackle, but it is working. But the other thing is the Texans have seen it before because that was a game that he was out there left tackle, so the Texans would be prepared for it on Joe Tooney. But with all that rest and everything, listen, it's not a long-term answer, but it's a short-term answer. And I would not jack with what's working. If it's working with Tooney out there, that's the way I would keep it, because I think it would be better to prepare for that than to be a left guard. Then all of a sudden, DJ Humphries can't get the job done. Then you're switching out to left tackle. I would just have the mindset going in this way we're going to do it.
When you look at the Chiefs and they get to the playoffs and they get to ramp it up, are you excited to see what Mahomes and Kelce are doing, or is this going to be the first time in the playoffs where that connection isn't the main focal point for this offense?
I think it's still going to be a main focal point. I mean, it's already there. I mean, you were just talking about the other day, he passed Rice last year in catches, and he has a chance for yards, and of course goes on a run, can catch him in touchdowns. But that connection is what it is, and I think that connection's a special connection. I think sometimes teams look at it and kind of peel off that direction because they don't think that Travis Kelce and Mahomes have that deep connection anymore. But when you get to the postseason, things start amping up. I mean, last year in the postseason, Travis Kelce looked like a different guy than he did in the regular season. Not that he wasn't good in the regular season, which he was, but that he was unstoppable in the postseason.
All right, Jay, college football finally has its championship game on Monday night. They have the Ohio State Buckeyes taking on a random team. Have the playoffs been a success, Jay?
I think so. I think a lot of people were complaining about the first-round matchups, and then they watched the NFL last weekend, and they go, oh, all football has blowouts. I think a lot of people were complaining, but I think they redeemed themselves. I mean, once last couple of weeks, great college football action, I think it kind of redeemed itself. But that's kind of the way it is. You're giving teams home games. What are you going to expect? I mean, teams love playing at their home places. You're going to have the blowouts. I think it's been a huge success. And it's fun that we're sitting here in the championship's not until January 20th. And as long as, the season keeps we have football and college football, I think it's been a huge success. I'm glad they did it. They should have done it a long time ago, but at least they finally did it. And, a few years ago, Ohio State losing to Michigan, that's the end of their season. They didn't make it to the Big Ten title game. They're done. But they had a chance, like when we said, hey, you get these teams in a playoff and let's see what happened, because think about the NFL. Think about they just gave Super Bowls. The Chiefs wouldn't have got a Super Bowl last year. They had 6 losses going to the playoffs. If we just gave teams, a chance and not gave a team like the Chiefs a chance to compete, who had to play in the wild card game and ended up parlaying it to a Super Bowl. But that's what college football has done, and they get a better champion.
Speaking of a national championship, if Notre Dame does win, is Marcus Freeman going to be the most sought-after coach over Ben Johnson?
Wow. I think so. I think a lot of people are going to be looking at Marcus Freeman if they win this title and the job that he's done, especially with everybody looking for the culture builders and everything else in NFL with NFL teams. But yeah, I think Marcus Freeman will be an incredibly hot name if he's able to beat Ohio State. I hope he stays in college. I like where he's at.
I like Marcus Freeman a lot, and I think culture building is the way to go, obviously, in the NFL. A lot of these teams don't have the right owners in place to do that, so I wouldn't wish the Jets or the Browns or somebody like that or the Cowboys, on Marcus Freeman. Speaking of Notre Dame, though, I mean, this team not in a conference, and in this day and age where we are in college football, man, I think it's time that Notre Dame becomes a big boy and puts on some slacks and joins the league here, man.
You know what? I think so too. And if I'm them, I understand where they're staying, because look, the $20 million, they get to all keep it. The other teams, you get to disperse that between the conference. Like Ohio State's going to have to share that money with the other teams in the Big Ten. Notre Dame, it's all theirs, man. And they don't have a conference championship game at the end of the year where you can stub your toe and not get into the playoffs. I mean, Notre Dame's got it perfect right now. I think the other teams, in as far as college football, say, hey, Notre Dame needs to be in a conference. But if I'm Notre Dame, I'm saying, just keep it the way it is. So I understand Notre Dame's perspective. But if I'm another conference, I definitely want Notre Dame to join a conference, just the way it is. I mean, things are unprecedented. I know Notre Dame's not been in a conference. That's fine. But the fact is, there wasn't 12 teams in the college football playoffs before, and now there is, so everything changes. So Notre Dame probably should get into a conference. If I'm another team, and I know a lot of other teams are pretty upset they're not in the conference, I think eventually they will be.
Talking to Jay Binkley, sponsored by Copenhagen. That's a joke, but either way you look at it, it could be. Binkley, when you look at this playoff system, do you think they should add more teams, keep it the same way, or go back to the way it was with just 6?
You know what? As much as I wanted to eventually get to 16, which I think would be great, it was kind of nice now. And not only that, but you had those first-round blowouts, so you could say it was watered down to some extent. And you say, well, if you expand it, you'll never get a team like Boise State. And then we had a Boise State, wins the Mountain West, ends up in the football playoffs. So I think it kind of took care of everybody. Ohio State was a team that, got in late, weren't a conference champion for the conference championship game, and look at where they're sitting right now. And the fact that Boise State ended up making the playoffs, I think it's perfect. They're going to expand it. They're going to, because expanding it means more money. But honestly, I think the 12 teams is working out perfectly.
Yeah, Cincinnati's pushing for expansion.
They need to reseed them, though. They need to reseed the first-round games. There's no reason Boise State had to bye.
Yeah, and obviously, and that's something that they can look into and get better. But Cincinnati's pushing for expansion so they can get into the playoffs, right?
Well, yeah, the Bengals, they definitely want expansion so they can get into the NFL playoffs.
But the NFL is going to expand, too. We're going to get 8-8. We're going to have 16 in the NFL make it in and whatnot. I am good with you at 12. I don't think the games in the first round, fellas, warranted expansion.
Well, no, I think they got it right. The best 12 teams are the ones playing right now that had an opportunity to win a national title. I think it's great. Because Ohio State did get that mulligan. That is a good football team. They barely lose to Oregon during the regular season, and they pound them in the postseason. So it's how you're playing towards the end. The Chiefs are the perfect example for that. The Chiefs were not a good football team in last December. Remember on Christmas Day, that was one of the worst games they'd had all year. Mm-hmm. They even admitted it's one of the worst games. But that team goes on and wins the Super Bowl in the NFL. You have to give teams a chance and who's playing well at the end, and that's, I think, what college football is realizing now.
All right, Binkley, who wins the national championship? Notre Dame, Ohio State?
I'm going to go with the Buckeyes. Ohio State. Jeremiah Smith was limited in the last game. He will not be limited in this one. It is the top 2 scoring defenses in the country. I think it'll be a really close game and a good game, but I'm going to go with Ohio State.
And how many sacks will Sam Darnold have in that game?
Sam Darnold.
That's right. Sam Darnold. Will he have more than 9 sacks in a college football game? Because that's about all where he can.
No, that was very, very impressive to be sacked 9 times. Very, very impressive by Sam Darnold. Has anybody fallen faster in 2 weeks than Sam?
I don't know that I've ever seen an athlete in my lifetime fall faster than what we saw out of Sam Darnold.
Here's the thing, guys. Some team's going to pay. That's the way the NFL is. The NFL does dumb things.
And that's why there's bad teams.
Will Levis. Yeah. When everybody in the world said, don't draft Will Levis, they go out and do it. And then half the people last year were like, no, Jaden Daniels is the best quarterback in the draft, and the Bears don't do it. Some team in the NFL will be desperate. It's just like how Derek Carr got his money and all these quarterbacks are getting paid and getting their money. Somebody will pay Sam Darnold. It'll be a huge mistake because nobody's learning from the Deshaun Watson experience and how much a signing the round quarterback contract can cripple your team, but somebody will do it.
Well, Binkley, we'll talk to you next Wednesday about an AFC Championship game we hope that will be played at the Arrowhead Invitational. You take care of yourself, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday.
All right, fellas, take care.
See you, Jay. The Giants made the mistake with Daniel Jones, right?
So did Minnesota. And ever since they signed Daniel Jones, it went south.
That did not good. Yeah, right. So if you're the Giants, you can't sign Sam Darnold because you've already done that.
I think you have to, kind of. Who else is going to play quarterback? Yeah, exactly. Coming up on the... Throw it, man. Coming up on the other side, we'll talk about microdosing. Not in that way, but in the Chiefs way. I'll tell you what I mean by that here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
I just want to say how awesome it is to have Bob Fescoe and Legend Likens on every morning to start my day. I freaking love you guys.
On your home for Kansas City sports, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is wintertime. As you're looking outside, you see that snow, you see that ice, you see accidents in your future maybe, or your car doesn't start. This weekend, it is going to be frigid. And you know what happens when it's frigid? A lot of times that car doesn't turn over, and you're thinking, what am I going to do? How do I get this thing running? Here's what you're going to do. My guys at J. Southland Tow are going to help you out of any car jam that you're in. Your car doesn't start. You get into an accident. You go off the road. Maybe also with J. Southland Tow, you've locked your keys in the car. They can help you out of that jam as well. And the beauty with J. Southland Tow is that they will be there as soon as you call them. And especially in weather like this, the last thing you want to do is stand on the side of the road waiting for hours for the insurance company to send somebody out. So call my friends over at J. Southland Tow. In fact, put their number in your phone right now and keep it handy. 816-779-4TOW. That's 816-779-4TOW or at southlandtow.com. Whether you're north, south, east, or west, Jay's Southland Tow Service will be there for you. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments, and Tammy from the Westin, it's Jay's Southland Tow. There's nothing they can't do, so be in the know and use Jay's Southland Tow.
At Shane Company, we'll help you create a ring as unique as your love story. We have the biggest selection of diamonds in all shapes and sizes, and center stones in an array of colors, including sapphires in blue, pink, green, lavender, and more. Just the other day, a couple picked out a blue sapphire that perfectly matched her eyes, and they left knowing her ring was truly one of a kind. That's what happens at Shane Company. Come check us out. You might just fall in love with something unexpected. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Have you or a loved one been diagnosed with cancer? You want the most knowledgeable physicians with the latest technology. That's KCPI, the Kansas City Proton Institute. KCPI has a full suite of the most advanced imaging and treatment technology necessary to localize high-intensity proton beams. That's a critical part of maximizing cure rates while minimizing recovery time and long-term side effects. Proton therapy provides patients with the most advanced form of radiation treatments for cancer. It destroys cancer cells with supreme accuracy, reducing the risk of harmful side effects. KCPI has Kansas City's first and only system that uses pencil beam technology, resulting in precision targeting and less radiation to your surrounding healthy tissue. Proton therapy is now available in the comfort of an office at KCPI, making it more efficient and affordable than a hospital. So contact KCPI for the most knowledgeable physicians with the latest technology. Don't wait. Get precision technology with the highest safety measures with KCPI. Online at kcpi.com.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-431-2715. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-431-2715. 800-431-2715. 800-431-2715.
For over 87 years, GEHA, Government Employees Health Association, has offered health and dental benefits designed to meet the unique needs of federal employees and retirees, military retirees, and their families. With over 2 million members and growing, GEHA continues to serve those members and families who serve us all every day. At GEHA, your health is not our business, it's our purpose. GEHA, proud partner of the Kansas City Chiefs. Learn more at GEHA.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Chiefs coverage is brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri sign 71 northbound, a bit sluggish from 87th up towards Gregory. Inbound I-70, some off again, on again slow traffic from Lee Summit Road in past Noland. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric Traffic Center, Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
What's up, KC? It's Hollywood Brown. Catch the play-by-play all season long with Mitch, Dana, and Clean right here on your home of Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Buying bread from a man named Brussels. He was 6'4" and full of muscle.
Describing me.
I said, do you speak my language?
And the woman at the DMV said yes.
He smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich.
Banger. Look, I'm 47. I got hit on. I'm wearing it, man. I don't care.
Somebody in the text line said, nothing describes chick magnet like Bob Fescoe.
That's right.
Still got it.
No, I never had it. Now I do, so I'm going to, I'm going to smile.
Strut it.
That's right.
My daughter's the best, though. Mom, Dad pulls.
I love that.
Not a pull. Yeah, not a pull, but a poll. We do it every Wednesday here on Fescoe and Dusty.
And the best part about that, though, real quick, I'm sorry to jump on you. The best part about that is that I can say that, like my kids say that stuff, and Mac understands it. Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah. I think it's hilarious.
Hashtag relatable. We do our poll question every Wednesday. This one, it's pretty simplistic. Who do you want to see starting at left tackle on Saturday? DJ Humphries or Joe Thuney? Right now, there are 32 votes. 53.1% say Joe Thuney. Because that is the number one topic going into this game on Saturday is the left tackle, which is interesting. Because I think it's simplistic as it could be. Just let it be what it is. Keep it while it's hot. Don't fix what's not broken.
Yeah.
Let Joe Thuney play left tackle. I get it. He's a left guard. I understand that. Let him play left tackle.
Yeah, on paper it may be the best case scenario for DJ, but the ramp up time's done. We're here. It's time.
Yeah, there's no more on paper or anything like that. What's working right now? And like if something happens and you have to make that switch, then you make that switch. But I'm a big believer in if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? There's no reason to go out there and try to reinvent the offensive line when it's been an issue all year. You finally got it fixed. F around and find out, right? Ask Casey Moe. Seriously.
Mm-hmm. You said he started at left tackle in that Chargers game, Week 14. Is that right?
I believe so, right? Because the Raider game, he came in at left tackle.
Okay, so then the first time he started was Week 14. They had 3 sacks in that game. After that, there was 1 sack the rest of the season for the left tackle.
For some reason, I thought it was the Cleveland game, but I
That's
know what
what
you're
I
talking about.
thought,
Yeah, I thought it was the Cleveland game, but there was that moment in the Raiders game that happened. So maybe, I don't know.
Because I remember he started left tackle, and they're like, what are we going to do about Myles Garrett?
Because that was our whole,
Look it up, Mac,
I will.
And see, who's that left tackle position in that game. Because I know it was the Raider game because I was there, and Mahomes was pissed. I mean, and he looked at the sidelines, and that was that. And we haven't seen Wanye Morris since. Breaking news from the NFL. The Germany game has been announced.
In Berlin?
In Berlin, yep. And it's going to be the Colts. They're going to be the home team in this. Opponent will be announced later this offseason, but it's not going to be the Chiefs that are the home team in Berlin this year. It's going to be the Indianapolis Colts. So
they need to send that super fan that sings the songs to that game.
Absolutely. He was fan of the year for the
He's
Colts.
going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of cool.
Hopefully we can talk to him.
I'm loving it. Well, hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Yeah.
So the Raiders happened, the debacle, the meltdown that we've covered. Next game, Chargers. DJ Humphries finally gets his first start.
That's right. Then he got hurt.
And we're not going back to Wanye, and there's Joe Thuney.
Right. Yeah. That's right. Okay. That's right. I forgot about it. And that's the other thing. Humphries hasn't played in a year. The minute he plays, he gets hurt and has to miss time. As far as I was concerned, and I can just forget and move on very easily, I had forgotten and moved on from DJ Humphries. And then this week happened, and I'm like, oh, my God. Am I taking crazy pills?
No. So we talked about microdosing on the other side. I mean this from a Chiefs standpoint, from the offensive line and the offense. The first time that they put this sort of team together outside of Cleveland was against the Houston Texans in Week 16, where they won 27-19. That was where essentially the first time we saw this sort of team that they were moving towards the playoffs kind of got there, right? Hollywood Brown was fully into the offense. Didn't get a whole lot. DeAndre Hopkins kind of was like, your new role now is to be that veteran guy on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 7, make the catch, get out of bounds, or get the first down, and when we need it. This is where I think the Houston Texans kind of have a slight advantage over anybody else in the playoffs. They've seen it. They've gone against it, and this was like the first time, I think, in that Houston game where it looked money in that 3-game, 11-day stretch, where they got to see a little bit of what the Chiefs were going to try to sprinkle into their offense and do that moving forward. And since we saw that the Chiefs' offense was better, the offensive line was better. Again, Mahomes, week 15, 16, and 17 was sacked 1 time, and it was in that Houston Texans game. But again, Houston has kind of seen the blueprint, But again, the Chiefs gave a microcosm of what that offense can be. The playoffs, obviously, those pages will get a little bit more in depth, and the offense will see a little bit more of what Andy Reid can draw up. But there is a slight, if you want to give a slight advantage, not be complete homers with the Chiefs, Houston has seen this sort of offense from the Chiefs.
But I'll play the counterpoint on that. By the time they see the Chiefs on Saturday, it's been almost a month since they've seen the Kansas City Chiefs, and a lot has happened, with this offense since then. And I just don't think we're going to be seeing a lot of anything that we've seen during the regular season in the postseason. Obviously, what works here and what works there, you take that. But I think this is the time of the year where Andy gets that big book out and he opens it up, right, and the light shines down, and he's like the wizard and the sorcerer in there that now I've got my playoff book. And he opens it up and he starts going through what they're going to do, in the postseason. And just when you think you got it figured out, in life, you don't. And so if the Houston Texans are going and going, oh, yeah, we saw these guys a month ago, we know exactly what they're going to do, that's recipe for getting your doors blown off, man. That's recipe for getting motorboated.
But they at least know what they're going to be facing, which is a huge advantage for the playoffs because, again, we watched that Christmas Day game last year, and it was what broke the Chiefs in that season. Obviously, they won 11-6, but then after that game, it was like, all right, Pacheco, Kelce, Rashee Rice. Now, we still don't know what they're going to do at left tackle because that is our poll question. Who do you want to see at left tackle, Humphries or Tooney, at 965 The Fan or The Fan 965? And not only that, but Hollywood Brown is back. He's rested. He's champing at the bit to get back out there and kind of show what he can do.
It's champing.
That's right. That's the actual quote. But again, I think that if you're going to do it, you show them that okay, we know that number 5 is going to be over here. We know that, number 1 is going to be over there. But now you can kind of advance even more because of, obviously what you can do with this offense with Andy Reid, because I do think there is a different playbook that gets pulled out in the playoffs for Andy Reid.
No doubt. It's completely different than what we saw, in the regular season. They're completely healthy. I mean, the injury report had McCole Hardman on it yesterday. Limited. That's it.
Yep.
I mean,
welcome to it.
I'm trying to think, they weren't that healthy on opening day.
Yeah.
They didn't have Hollywood Brown.
Not only that, and we can dive into it more tomorrow, but I mean, now you have Xavier Worthy, because, look what these rookies have done in the secondary for the Chiefs, right? They played more games than anybody else has in the last 3 years. That secondary with Trent McDuffie, with Cook, with all those guys, they know what this is like, and now it's Xavier Worthy's turn. Last year was Rashee Rice's turn. Huge, huge presence in the playoffs. Remember the Super Bowl? There was the meltdown on the sideline where Mahomes hey, chill the F out, dude. Just stop.
Yeah,
I know you're open. We'll get it to you.
We'll get it to you,
and
man.
then immediately first down catch.
Right.
It's just crazy.
Calm down, dude.
Right.
So other than Rashee, but I don't want to say they've replaced Rashee Rice because I still think he is going to be a dynamic player.
Well, they did in a way of 2 players in one.
Yeah.
They did the Juju DeAndre, which is
correct.
You run those routes and we'll keep each guy healthy.
Guys, it's not like you lost, let's just say, Tyreek Hill and you replaced him with Kadarius Toney. Rashee Rice is a big player, but you've replaced him with veteran Hollywood Brown and veteran DeAndre Hopkins. And so I feel great, man. Again,
we say replace lightly, but they've filled his void with 2 guys that can play. Because obviously nobody in this team has the yak capability other than maybe Xavier Worthy when it comes, and maybe Hollywood Brown. But when you look at DeAndre Hopkins, you look at Juju Smith-Schuster, essentially the same receiver in their times of their career. Obviously, I think DeAndre Hopkins is a little bit better, but that's the Rashee Rice role. Hey, can you go underneath? Can you catch a ball for 5 yards and then get it for another 7? I think both those guys can do that. I think Juju more than DeAndre, but where DeAndre is the Rashee Rice role, hey, can you run that 7-yard out to the sideline, snag it, and get out of bounds?
Yeah.
Big body press. That's what Holmes likes.
Yeah, no, so it's going to be just fine, man. I'm just ready for them to go out there and unleash it on the world and have an offensive output like they did after they fell down 24-0 to Houston a few years ago in the playoffs, and then it was 51 unanswered points or whatever, and they just made a show and a scene and ran out of fireworks. So let's get that kind of offensive performance going on Saturday.
Somebody says, playoffs, KC, different team. Texans are going to find out. I mean, the other thing that's a huge factor that I don't think we're talking about is the weather. I mean, dude, CJ Stroud, you're coming to Kansas City in the playoffs, it's going to be 20 degrees at the top of the temperature that day.
That's the high.
That game kicks off at 3:30. When that big old orange ball sets down, going to feel like 10 degrees and it's going to be windy.
Did you see the moon last night? Speaking of big orange balls, oh my God.
It's great. A
lot of times the balls you talk about are blue.
That's unfortunate. Mac, I want you to do me a favor. The Adam Schefter tweet that announced that the Indianapolis Colts will be hosting a team in Berlin. Can you name the 3 players that are pictured for the Indianapolis Colts? I think you get a free spade on the left side. I think that's Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor, DeForest Buckner.
Is that who it is?
His defensive lineman.
It's not DeForest Buckner because I don't think he wears the number 89.
Does DeForest Buckner still play?
Of course.
Gosh,
I don't know who.
Their guard. Their left guard.
Quinn
Ewers.
Quentin Nelson.
No,
Quentin
Quentin
Nelson. Quentin Nelson.
Is he one of them?
Yeah, he's 56.
Okay.
And then 89.
No clue.
Oh, you know who that is? That's Marvin Harrison Sr.
Stop.
Oh, boy. Don't forget, we're going to do another T-shirt drop with the same two guys, Carrington and Rob. We are going to do more playoff T-shirts thanks to our friends now at DM Law. You know Mike's got this. It'll be 11:30 in the morning on Friday with your guys from The Drive, C-Dot and Rob, coming up on the other side. The NFL always changes, but it's not always for the best. We'll explain on the other side. I'm Fescoe and Dusty. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, you probably got some shoulder pain. Maybe your knees or your back are hurting you after all that shoveling, or maybe you just have arthritis pain that's been around, that's chronic joint pain day after day after day. But you have to deal with it, and you start to think it's your normal, but it's not your normal. Make the decision now to say no to not going to live with this pain. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. That's joint preservation. You can revitalize your joints with advanced orthobiologic treatments at QC Kinetics. No steroids, no drugs, no surgery. This is the future of medicine, using an array of natural solutions like PRP to attack the pain from arthritis. Tens of thousands of people with pain have discovered these cellular treatments, and they're living life again without that constant pain in their joints. Want to learn more about how you can refresh your joints, get lasting relief with these amazing treatments? Then call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. Deal with joint pain now so you can make the most of the new year. Call QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. It's QC Kinetics.
Hey guys, what's going on? Mac Morey here. That Super Bowl, it's right around the corner. So what is your plan? What are you going to do? Going to do the same thing you do every year? No, you're ready to try something even bigger, even better. You should get ready for a Super Bowl experience like no other at the Verizon Super Bowl Fan Fest. It's coming to Kansas City live in the Power and Light District on February 9th. You'll get exclusive access to the stadium. You'll meet your favorite players that make history, all while enjoying live music, crushing some great food, having a few drinks. The Super Bowl, it only comes around once a year. Let's live it up. Who's ready to celebrate bigger than ever before? Tickets, they are going fast, so you don't want to miss out. Visit your local Verizon store and find out about free tickets today. You must be 18 years or older to attend. Additional terms and conditions apply. See VerizonFanFest.com for details.
When you're in the thick of a project, Harbor Freight is the place that always comes in handy. Whether you're picking up something for your pickup truck or a power tool for your project, at Harbor Freight, your dollar always goes further. And these days, when everything seems to cost more, you can take pride in knowing that you get hard-working tools at hard-working prices. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter? Right? And the best part? They accept Discover. Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer. Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times. Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants? These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
What's better than one win? 3 wins. With Straight Savings, you keep your own phone, get one line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit straighttalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Straight Savings Plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk's terms and conditions.
What's up, football fans? BetMGM is giving you the chance to win up to $250,000 in bonus bet credits. It's all part of BetMGM's longest touchdown jackpot, where you could be able to split the grand prize with anyone else who bet on the longest touchdown of the week. Log into your BetMGM account today and opt into the promo. Then place an anytime touchdown wager of $10 or more on the player of your choice, up to 1 player per game. If your player scores the longest touchdown run of the week, you'll win a share of the $250K in credits. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. BetMGM's longest touchdown jackpot subject to rules. See BetMGM.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements, bonus bets are unrestricted rewards credits that expire in 7 days in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Okay, so that's with bacon, cheese, lettuce, tomato, grilled onions, ketchup, and hold the pickles.
You know what you like. You wouldn't order your burger just any way. Why should your sports talk be any different? With Chapters on the free Odyssey app, you can choose the topics that matter to you most. Whether it's reactions, matchup previews, injury updates, or team news, quickly find what you really care about. Your football talk, your way. Download the free Odyssey app and start listening today.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side, 70 westbound, moving better now. It's really no delays from 470 all the way into downtown. 71 northbound, a bit of a slowdown between 75th and Gregory. Otherwise, things move well all around the metro. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric Traffic Center, Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan Traffic.
It is a Wednesday. Don't forget, you can go check out our poll question. It's already getting a lot of activity. It is a simplistic question at that. Pretty easy to think about it. Who do you want to see at left tackle on Saturday versus the Houston Texans? DJ Humphries, Joe Thuney. We are 127 votes in and 17 minutes in, and it is a landslide. It is 61%, Joe Thuney.
That's a landslide. That's a big number right there.
Take that, Stevie Nicks. Once portrayed as a goat in South Park. I mean, we can talk this till our ears bleed, but I don't.
Hang on real quick with Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody, I think I was talking to Ponch yesterday about the Stevie Nicks concert, how hot it was at that Billy Joel Stevie Nicks concert.
It was in August, wasn't it?
Oh, it was miserable, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather be cold than that hot. Like,
so you'd rather be at the game Saturday than a concert?
Oh, God, yes. Yeah. I think so. Like 13 years ago today, Tom Coughlin's face turned red on the sidelines. Have you ever been that cold before?
Oh, yeah.
You have? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Mac, have you ever been that cold before?
You're going to be that cold on Saturday.
You'd probably be that cold on Saturday, yeah.
Take the fireball that's in the spare fridge behind you, Mac.
Yeah, seriously, you got to bring some stuff to the tailgate. Ralph's already texting, like, what's Mac bringing?
There's a fireball in that fridge. It's been there for 2 weeks. I told Mac, I go, that's long enough. You can take it. Nobody cares.
Yeah, you got to take that.
Gooey butter cake's to go, by the way.
Oh, it is a go.
We're a go.
Okay, Meemaw's bringing the gooey butter cake?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Is she coming? Is she coming to the game? Momo's not coming?
No.
All right.
No Momo.
I know some single people if she's interested. I mean, she works at the DMV. But maybe it was one of her friends. So Tom Coughlin 13 years ago today turned all at red face, right? So I was talking to Ponch about, that concert, but however you talk in the hallways, right? And he goes, do you know, like, somebody got into a fight at the Stevie Nicks concert? I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, of all concerts to get into a fist fight at, Stevie Nicks?
Maybe they didn't want to hear landslide.
I mean, how in the bag are you if you're getting into a fight at the Stevie Nicks concert?
A lot of people in the text line are saying, Humphrey's on a short leash. One mistake, make the change. Why even
try it?
What if
right?
that one mistake is Mahomes'
sack, strip,
blindside,
fumble, recovery,
bam.
touchdown?
Playoffs, you can't make mistakes,
No,
man.
You can't fall down 24-0 and expect to win.
Somebody says, what about Aziz? I noticed yesterday he didn't practice.
Aziz Ansari didn't?
No, he didn't practice.
Okay.
I don't know if that was just because
he's out there
rest.
punching people.
Yeah. I mean, Nico Collins didn't practice, but that's because rest. Somebody says on the text line from the 816, Billy Joel started the fire.
Yeah, he did.
I thought Ryan started the fire.
Ryan started the fire.
Put his cell phone in the toaster.
I caught myself yesterday or the day before watching an old episode that wasn't a Steve Carell episode. They were trying to hire the new branch manager, and they had like all these cameos of people.
Oh, yeah.
I'd never watched after Steve Carell was done. And so I was like Ray Romano and, you know, The original guy, Eddie Izzard, who created The Office, the British version.
Will Arnett, I believe.
Yeah, Will Arnett was definitely in that thing. You know who else was in that? Warren Buffett was in that.
Oh, yes. I forgot about that.
I was like, oh, my gosh.
I don't know if this makes me a bad TV show watcher, but I never watched the final season of The Office. Once I found out Steve Carell was gone, I was like, no,
that's what we just said.
Yeah,
I haven't watched it. I think you're not a bad TV watcher. You're normal.
Yeah, but I mean, you said you went back and started,
I just happened to stumble upon it.
But I literally watched like 10 minutes of the first episode, and I was like, why is Andy Bernard trying to be Michael Scott?
Yeah,
I don't like this, and I just stopped. I was like, I don't want to ruin it. It's like, your relative that gets dementia or Alzheimer's. You're like, I don't want to remember him as that. I want to remember him as grandpa that loved and everything like that. Like, I don't want to watch the final season.
I see. I was going to relate it to Caddyshack too, but you went a better route.
Death.
But,
morbid.
But Kathy Bates was in this episode too.
I also hated Robert California.
Really?
I did not like
Robert
the scene at his house where they have like the pool and I was like, this is just. I was like, come on.
Which one is that?
They go to his like house for a house party and he has like a pool in his basement or something like that, and it's like the longest episode of your life.
I don't remember. Was Michael Scott in that one?
I believe so.
I don't remember that one at all.
I don't know for sure, but I know that he has like a pool and like he just what is that guy's name? James something?
James Hader?
Is that
Spader?
Spader.
Spader, yes.
Yeah, because he was in that movie or that one show, The Blacklist. They say it's good. I've never watched it. I never watched 24 either. With
I never did either. Like people are like, oh, you got to watch this. I'm like, why do I have to?
Like talk about anxiety. Bink.
My wife said to me something yesterday. She says, you have to do this. I don't have to do anything. I'm a 47-year-old man who just got hit on at the DMV.
Like somebody says 2.5 Men wasn't the same after Charlie Sheen.
Exactly.
left.
I never watched an episode of that with Ashton Kutcher. I heard him and Demi Moore were together at one point.
They were. And then he got smart and went back to Mila Kunis.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes, brioche.
Did you ever watch that 90s show?
No, but I watched that 70s show.
Watch that 90s
Dumbass.
show. That's a good plain binge. I mean, yeah, that guy.
Like imagine if Breaking Bad did one final season and it didn't have Walter White. And it was just Pinkman.
No.
You'd be like, absolutely not. Yeah, you'd be like, no way.
That's the thing with TV shows. Like, you got to know when to go.
Yeah.
And Breaking Bad did it. And then they came out with El Camino and all that. Like, ugh.
I enjoyed El Camino because it tied everything up. But I also enjoyed it because I was hooked at that time. And El Camino was there and it was the next. I like the fact that they tied up all the loose ends. I don't mind that.
Speaking of tying up loose ends, Barbershop, who had a birthday yesterday.
That's
Shout
right.
out Sean Barber.
40 years old. Way to go, Barbershop.
He likes listening to the show, unlike that one texter yesterday. But he gave a playoff scenario of like how you could fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And you liked it.
I do because it's different, right? Mm-hmm. And we talked about it yesterday, seeding like the AFC and the NFC. And somebody texted you about having the 2 seed in the AFC play the 7 seed in the NFC. And the 2 seed in the NFC play the 7 seed in the AFC, and vice versa. And so, I was thinking about playoff expansion. I don't know that I'm necessarily ready to expand the playoffs to 16 teams yet because the games haven't been that worthy of them, but I know it's going there, right?
Well, Gold thinks they're going to play 20 weeks eventually in the NFL season. It's talking to me because I dropped
18 games in 20 weeks.
Yeah, I told that line yesterday. I think the most impressive stat in the NFL is the Pittsburgh Steelers have 3 head coaches.
Yeah,
which we go back to this. He was like, I was like, yeah, and I also said I don't think the rushing record will ever be broken. He goes, well, eventually, because they're going to play 20 weeks in the NFL season, they'll play 18 games in a season, and it'll happen. I was like, yeah, we'll see.
But see, the thing is about football records, nobody cares. Baseball, oh my God, we can't change the amount of games. God forbid somebody hits an extra home run. Okay,
but the playoff seeding is weird.
Yeah. So I don't know that we need to expand, but I know we're going to expand. I don't
money
exactly right. And so since 2020, the expansion, the 7 seeds are 1-9 in the wild card, 1-10 overall in the playoffs.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So what? Washington.
That's
the one.
No, they're not a 7 seed. The only 7 seed to win was Green Bay beating Dallas last year.
And Dallas went undefeated at home, right?
That's right.
Yeah, Jordan Love got paid after that game.
That's right. That's right.
Mistake.
So that's the only 7 seed to win. So they're 1-10 overall in the playoffs, 1-9 in the first round. The average margin of victory for the 2 seed over the 7 seed is almost 13 points. That's almost 2 touchdowns a game, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I know
playoffs.
I know it equals more money, and I get it. That's the thing that like sports fans have to struggle with. It ain't about what we think is good for the sport. It's what the owners believe is good for the
hell's this game on Peacock for?
That's exactly right. Yeah. But the NFL does need to be careful about expanding to 18 games. It's more wear and tear on the players. the overall product, I know a lot of people have been complaining about the playoff games. The overall product hasn't been that good in the NFL and all that kind of stuff. It's not going to get better if you add a game onto it. Guys are going to be more tired and whatnot.
Well, Mac wants to go back to the way it used to be. The young guy in the room is saying, get off my lawn.
So you want to go back to a 16-game season?
No, the playoff-wise, where it's 6 teams, 2 byes.
6 teams, 2 byes.
Okay.
16 games would be fine, but
16 games would be fine in the NFL. It's easier that way.
It was
breaks
perfect.
it down in the quarters, the whole
What were
nine
you
thing.
just saying? It was like 13 years ago today. They were playing the NFC Championship game.
Divisional.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But you're no, like I saw like in
That's
the
still
early
crazy.
in the early 90s though. This was championship weekend. Wow. Because the Super Bowl used to be played. My grandmother's birthday. Rest in peace, Grandma. January 20th is her birthday, and that was like always when I was growing up around the Super Bowl time. And now it's going to be President's Day weekend.
Opening day used to always be April 7th. Now it's March 27th.
Go back and look. Go back and look at the mid '80s when opening day was.
Like April 15th.
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. There weren't 1,000 off days and all this kind of stuff. You played some
March
doubleheaders.
27th is opening day.
Right. March 27th. Same amount of games, and they used to start the season in the middle of April.
2 months away, by the way. 2 months.
Yeah. Same
Essentially.
amount, but the same amount of games. They used to start in the middle of April. Same amount of games. They're starting 3 weeks earlier now than they have. I mean, it's crazy in baseball, but whatever. So I know we're going to expand to 18 games, but I would go back to the old playoff format. I'm kind of with Mac on this one. You want to make your regular season even better than what it is, create less playoff teams. Make those playoff games or those regular season games matter so much more than what they do right now. You take away a playoff game, add an extra week, and then you have 6 teams in 18 weeks fighting to get into the playoffs. I think it gets to be a better regular season. Now, it hurts an organization like the Chiefs because you have to play those extra weeks to secure that bye. Right. And that's why if you go back to the original playoff format, you can still give your top 2 teams. Like, if you're going to go into this and say, we're increasing to 18 games in the regular season, then you need to reward your teams and reduce the amount of playoff games that there are and give those top 2 teams in each conference a bye. I think, anyway.
It almost makes it more impressive what the Chiefs are doing in the run of a three-peat, that they're dealing with not only being the best team with the target on their back, they're dealing with the adversity of the changing of the NFL rules. That never happened for the Patriots, right? Like there were rule changes.
Oh, there
for
was
Tom Brady
in that tuck rule.
The tuck rule.
Yep.
The Buffalo Bill rule. Silence of the Lambs.
I was going to say, are we going the Buffalo Bills or are we going
Yeah. Goodbye Horses, Q Lazarus. Banger of a song, even though it always reminds me of the scene where he's got the lady in the cell. But either way, you look at this, and it to me, like the whole playoff thing, the changing of the schedule, all this, the changing the kickoff, the overtime rules, all of this has happened, yet the Chiefs remain the same.
That's right.
That to me is impressive as all hell.
Yeah, they've had to deal with an extra game, less buys.
Yeah, I mean, like, less biles. Not less miles, but less biles, right? And, like, here we are, yet again, in the time where the season has been its most competitive ever, 15-2. How you done?
So, although, Barbershop texted that in, and I know I'm sure a lot of people think it's different and people don't like it. I did like it because it was basically what he did was take all the teams that are in the playoffs and just seed them 1 through 16 based on winning percentage.
Somebody says, remember, don't the players' union have to agree on the extra games anyway?
They'll tell them they're not going to test for weed anymore, and the players will be like, okay.
For sure, I would agree with that.
But that's all the NFL has to do, though, for these players. They're not going to give them any more money. The players are stupid.
They ham sandwich it. Hey, we're going to give you more games, but you can now show up to games wasted.
Well, the players will go, well, we need something in it for us, and the owners will go, okay, we won't test for weed, and the players will be like, okay. And the
because
owners
if I was an owner, I would say, yeah, you can expand to the weeks, but we want an expansion of rosters. Like, imagine Detroit Lions, right?
Yeah.
Imagine they had to play 2 extra games. Lost, 22 players this year, 11 on IR?
Yeah.
Okay, then we need to be able to expand our roster more.
Yeah. But the owners don't want to spend But the owners don't want to spend money, so that's why I say they always do this. The NFLPA is the worst at negotiating deals. They need to take a page out of the Baseball Players Association playbook. NFL players, again, short shelf life. They don't want to work stoppage. I get all that, but if the NFL players really asserted themselves, they could own this thing. Because I'm watching the players. I don't go watch Jerry Jones own the team. I go watch the players play. The players need to understand that they are the product and they don't. And so the owners will say, yes, we're going to an 18th game. The players will go, we want something. They'll go, okay, we're not testing for weed and there's one less padded practice. And the players are like, cool, we won. You didn't get any extra money.
Yeah. You should ask for a percentage of the profit from that 18th game. 100%.
Rile up, man.
So with this barbershop thing, I guess this idea, the 14 best records, interconference, that would kind of get rid of divisions in a way.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't. He'd still keep the divisions, and he would give like tiebreakers based on whether or not you won the division or
because I want to keep divisions.
So his Lions and Chiefs would be the 1 and 2 seeds this year based on record, and they would have the byes. Okay, so that's 14 teams down to 12. Then he had the Rams versus the Vikings, the 13 versus the 4, Steelers at Bills, 12 versus 5. Bucks at Commanders, Bucks being the 11 seed, Commanders being the 6 seed.
So far we still have some similar matchups.
Similar matchups. Texans at Ravens, Texans being the 10 seed at the 7 seed, and then the 9-seeded Packers at the 8-seeded Chargers.
And the Rams at the Vikings.
Be a lot of interceptions in that Packers-Chargers game. Do you think Travis Kelce...
And that's right, the Vikings would have had the home game.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that Travis Kelce will have more touchdowns in the playoffs than Herbert had interceptions in the playoffs?
Ooh, that's a good number.
So is that 4?
Boy. So he has to get 5.
It could happen.
Yeah, what the hell? Let's take the over.
Speaking of what the hell, let's get into the last one of the year. It is Max Pack. As we round up this season, we'll have one more library. We'll have no more bottom feeders because, well, now they're all top feeders. We get into Max Pack one last time. Here we go.
It's time for Max Pack.
Bittersweet, the last Max Pack of the season.
Is that the Verve?
Bittersweet
there you go.
symphony.
Cruel Intentions. Sarah Michelle Gellar's little cross necklace that had a little snow globe in there.
He's lost.
Sometimes I just sit here, smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Just look pretty.
You're good looking enough.
Yeah, exactly.
You blow us out of the water.
Hi.
Go to the DMV. You'll definitely get laid.
Dusty's like moving to Kansas now and going to the DMV.
All right, where's this DMV? Number 5, switching it up. It's going to be controversial. Taking the Rams at number 5. They got the quarterback. They got the coach. I undermined it in that first matchup against the Vikings. I should have gone with that experience. It's not probably. It is the second best quarterback-coach combo in the playoffs left.
You know they played 8 playoff games together, McVay and Stafford? They're 7-1, and the only loss they had was to the Detroit Lions last year by 2 points.
Wow.
Let that sink in.
We talk about Mahomes and Reed being 15-3. Nobody gives McVay and Stafford any credit. I've been giving them a lot of credit. I know people want to poo-poo Goff and Stafford and that trade and these guys and blah, blah, blah. They win, man. They win.
They win. And there was a stat on Stafford specifically, like you said, in January back to December, too. I mean, just like Mahomes, when the games really start to matter and everything goes up a notch, Stafford does too. So I've got the Rams at 5, Lions at 4. Still best team in the NFC to me. I think the defense is getting better. I didn't know David Montgomery was going to come back that fast. Seems like he'll be playing this weekend, so that's a huge addition. So I'm going to have them at 4.
If the Lions and Rams played, who wins?
Well, the Lions are more powerful than a Ram. Ram just uses their horn. Lions can bite and scratch, so I would go with Lions.
I think I might go with the Rams, man. I think I might. It's really close.
I mean, Sean McVay schooled his student on Monday night. Schooled the F out of KOC.
Yeah, Vikings,
you know me.
The Vikings are more talented. Doesn't really seem to matter, or the Lions would be more talented too. Doesn't really seem to matter when you've got McVay and Stafford. Number 3, I'm going to go with the Ravens. That defense is getting better. They have not done it in the last 6 weeks against a comparable opponent. That's not their fault. They've gotten to play who they could play. It means the Steelers, it's the Browns. It's a bunch of bad offenses, but they are performing really well. Really close to being number 2, but I'm still going to have Buffalo as the number 2 team. I think it's the second best quarterback in football. He's been on a heater. That talent is at a deficit compared to Baltimore, but I'm going to take Josh Allen, what I've seen from him this season. And number 1 is the Chiefs, and it's not close.
Yeah, it's not. It really isn't. It's not. The best quarterback-coach combination, the best at everything that they do. There's nobody better in this league right now than what the Chiefs are doing. You said J.P. Lossman is the second best quarterback in the NFL? Wow.
Easily.
So your top 5 again: Chiefs,
Bills,
Ravens.
Yep. Lions,
Rams.
No Eagles in my top 5.
Because Jalen Hurts looked like poo?
Yeah, because Jalen Hurts looks bad. He's not thrown for over 150 yards in a playoff
Doesn't
win.
need to.
Exactly.
Why would you when you got Saquon Barkley right
that
now?
Offensive line, man.
I mean, I hate to say this, but I'd run him into the ground. Sorry, Saquon.
At some point, they're going to have to make some explosive plays through the air, and I don't think he's capable of doing that. 2 high-powered offenses in the NFC, Lions and Rams. They're going to put up points.
Is it a dumb question from ML Football to say who won the trade between the Lions and the Rams?
I mean, why do we have to have a winner and a loser? Can't we say both teams just did good?
It's
a great trade. Not often do we see great trades.
Never.
Right?
Win-win. Yeah.
I think it's one of the best trades since Clinton Portis for Champ Bailey.
Oh, that's a good one, too.
I was so happy to see Clinton Portis get out of Denver, and then all of a sudden, because I remember the game, he just torched the Chiefs and wore the championship belt, the first one to ever do it. And then I was like, well, who'd they get? Champ Bailey? I'm like, son of a...
Yeah, Champ. I mean, that was
like the best corner of football.
Yeah, that was a hell of a trade. Now, you wouldn't make that trade today. You're not trading a running back for a cornerback like that. I mean, Washington's a dumb team.
The way you would do that trade would be like, would you trade Jahmyr Gibbs for Pat Surtain Jr.?
No.
Hell no.
No, I can find a running back.
Would you trade Saquon Barkley for Trent McDuffie?
No.
Absolutely not.
There's nobody saying yes to that. Well, I'm sure somebody would. But, I mean, and that's why they're no longer GMs, right? It's stupid trades. My bottom feeders this week.
Last one.
It is. And my bottom
Vikings.
feeders. No. It's pretty simple. I'm just going to run through the list. Dallas, Jets, Raiders, Saints, and Jacksonville.
Okay.
What do they all have in common?
Ownership
they're all looking.
sucks.
Well, that too. They're all looking for a head coach.
And a quarterback.
Yeah. Are any of those jobs appealing to you?
I'm always going to think that somebody can change Trevor Lawrence. And I'm going to die on that hill. I'm going to be murdered by the text line. But I just think somebody that's like Kevin O'Connell or, Joe Brady, somebody like that can change Trevor Lawrence. And that's, to me, when you list those teams again, Dallas,
Jets, Raiders, Saints, Jacksonville.
I think, it's either the Saints because of that division or it's Jacksonville division, and they actually have somebody that I think, look, Trevor Lawrence is that car in the driveway that just needs proper mechanic and proper parts, and then it can run. But until that happens, like, the worst person's still not putting the right synthetic oil in it. They're getting the wrong sort of tires. They're doing the wrong thing. And again, I know I'm going to die on this hill alone, but I just think somebody with the right mindset can. If Kevin O'Connell can change Sam Darnold for 14 games, somebody can train Trevor Lawrence.
And Kirk Cousins before him, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, man.
So I will say this. I believe the Dallas Cowboy job is the worst job in professional sports.
Yeah, we hit that yesterday pretty hard.
I mean, I'm just going to say the Jets job right now is more appealing than the Cowboys job, because the one thing that the Cowboys have that you have to overcome is an involved owner who's not good at what he does.
Are they there with the Oakland Athletics, or I guess the Vegas Athletics, or the high school Athletics, where they are now?
No, see, I don't know that that's necessarily a horrible job, but because the Dallas one is so prominent. Everybody thinks, oh, Dallas, what a great job. No, it's not. There is no way that you can function as the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys as long as Jerry Jones is involved in the day-to-day operations. He is handcuffing, hamstringing everybody. And that's not Bob Fescoe's opinion. That's the record. That speaks for itself. They have been irrelevant for 30 years, but yet relevant all the time. And that's all Jerry Jones cares about. Getting in front of the cameras, being on TV, being in the news. He don't care about winning. I think the Dallas Cowboy job is the worst job in professional sports.
Yeah, I'd have to think about that, because I just think there's a couple of NBA teams that'd be like, absolutely not. Like,
that's fair.
No way. Like, I don't know if I'd want the Raptors job.
Yeah, you're in Toronto, great city. Your owner's probably not handcuffing you.
Fair.
I mean, everything that they've done has been just so bad.
Cleveland would be a tough job for the Browns.
Yeah, it would be.
That's tough. I mean, that's 1A, 1B in my opinion. Jets, Woody Johnson, I think that would suck. Your grandkids are telling the coach what to do?
He's Woody Johnson's kids are saying
kids. I thought it was his grandkids.
You would think.
Yeah.
His kids.
Based on Madden ratings.
Based on age.
We don't want Jerry Jeudy. That guy sucks. And then he goes to Denver, he goes to Cleveland, and then hello.
Yeah, no, the Jets and Dallas 1A, 1B. But Dallas, I mean, everything you do is scrutinized. You're overcoming an owner trying to be a general manager. Like, both are bad. Really, they are. But Dallas is the worst. Their uniforms suck, too.
Yeah, start, bench, cut. Raiders, Dallas, Browns.
I'm starting the Raiders.
The only thing the Raiders will ever start in. Yep, that's it.
Yeah, I would start the Raiders in that because of Tom Brady. And I think they're actually going to try. I think Dallas, honestly, Jerry Jones, all he cares about is being seen on TV.
Like, I think Mark Davis at least wants to win.
Then he's got to get a new haircut.
Over, under, years left of life or playoff wins for Jerry Jones?
Which number's higher?
Yeah.
I'm going to say years left on life because I don't see them winning a playoff game ever.
Yeah.
Set that number at 2.5 as we get morbid here on Fescoe and Dusty. Don't forget, divisional round coverage is brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer partner of your Kansas City Chiefs. You can have some Bud Lights and go Foaling. Bob will tell you about that. Plus, we'll bring back up Trevor Lawrence and Mike Tomlin, and I'll figure out how to put those two together. Enjoy the pink sky this morning. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, if you're looking for something awesome to do this weekend, then Foaling is it. I'll tell you, we went on Friday night and we had the best time at Foaling, celebrating my lovely wife's 50th birthday. And there's a bunch of people, late 40s, early 50s, out there foaling around and having a good time. Boom. Kids are there foaling around and having a good time. Boom. Adults are there having a good time. Boom. Everybody has a great time when they go foaling. And foaling is football plus bowling plus bar, and that equals Foaling Warehouse, Kansas City. It's bowling with a football. You set up the pins, you throw that football at the pins, you try to knock them all down. First one who does wins, you re-rack, and you play again. And I promise you, it's like nothing you've ever experienced before, and you will have the best time foaling. And it's perfect for cold days. It's perfect for cabin fever. Get everybody out. Let them run around. Burn that energy. Whether it's kids, adults, date night, work party, function, it doesn't matter. Foaling is the perfect setup for you. And you can cater your own event as well and bring in your own food. And so, folks, you got to check them out at 435 and State Line or reserve a lane today at FoalingKC.com. That's FoalingKC.com and get your foal on.
Booth Creek Wagyu, KC's premier Wagyu beef meat market, has even more convenient ways for you to shop. In addition to their location at 135th and Metcalf, they're now open at 95th and Knoll. Everyone deserves to elevate their beef. Whether you're looking to wow your family with a meal they'll never forget or impress your friends, neighbors, and coworkers, their Wagyu experts are ready to help you pick out something unforgettable. Booth Creek Wagyu, now with 2 locations, open 7 days a week, or at boothcreekwagyu.com.
Well, my friend Dawn Sharp is the one you got to call when you're looking to buy or sell your home. With Dawn Sharp and the Sharp Homes team proven marketing system, they can attract hundreds of buyers seeking a home just like yours. When selling your property, make sure to leave no money on the table. Dawn and her team will work diligently to ensure you receive the highest possible price for your home. If you want the best offer, then Dawn Sharp is the answer. Dawn and her team will bring you the most buyers. That's why, on average, they sell a home every 72 hours. In fact, over the last year alone, they sold over 150 homes. So you want to work with an agent you know that you can trust. In fact, work with the only agent I would trust if I needed to sell my home. It's Dawn Sharp with the Sharp Homes team, brokered by Epic Realty. And they can give you all kinds of options. The Sharp Homes team can have you skip the showings and open houses and go straight to sold. So contact them to discuss their instant offer program. You can Google them at Sharp Homes team and check out their over 200 5-star Google and Zillow reviews, or just visit them at homesforsaleandkc.com. That's homesforsaleandkc.com, and start packing.
Playoffs? We're talking about playoffs? You bet we are. Get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Scoring touchdowns is key to winning in the playoffs, and you can score big by betting on them at DraftKings, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple, like a player to score 6. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 965. That's code 965 for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over, Kansas only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort.
Hey, it's Gold, and I've been telling you guys about my friends at Max Motors, and there's not a better time to go say hello to my friends down there than right now. We just got done with this winter storm, and if you have a 4x4 vehicle, you know how much easier it was to navigate the last couple of days, and if you don't, you're probably thinking, what would that be like? Well, at Max Motors, they have every new 2024 Ram 1500 in stock right now, 25% off MSRP. They got 4x4 options available in that 2024 Ram 1500. And here's where Max Motors is different. And they showed me this when I was out there as well. And that is explaining the total cost of ownership, not just what that monthly payment is going to be. So if you've been thinking about a brand new vehicle, there is no better place to go than Max Motors. And they're going to take care of you with the best financing options available and give you the max trade-in values in the Midwest. So take advantage of every new 2024 Ram 1500 in stock. That's 25% off MSRP. Must finance with dealer lender. Offer expires 2/3/25. Max Motors, the easiest place to buy a car. MaxMotors.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. Did you know that 1 in 4 people seeking treatment for ED are under 40? So you're not alone. And even better, Hims can help. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. It all starts with an online intake form. From there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. Through hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Divisional round coverage of the Chiefs and Texans on 96.5 The Fan is brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer partner of your Kansas City Chiefs. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Heading towards downtown, 35 northbound, very slow coming up from South 7th Street. Traffic way stays heavy up towards Penway with an accident blocking 2 left lanes. Southbound side of 35 is solid from I-70 down past 670 and onlooker slow down to the accident. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric Traffic Center, Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan traffic.
Welcome back and happy Wednesday to all of you out there in the Kansas City area, or if you're watching at home, or if you're listening on the app in a different state. Thank you for listening.
You're having a cocktail watching us this morning, even better.
No, that's the 10 to 2 guys.
Oh.
But we did have a poll question because it is Wednesday. To bring it back up, who do you want to see starting at left tackle on Saturday? DJ Humphries, Joe Thuney. 137 votes are in. 62% of those votes say Joe Thuney.
What percent now did you say we're up to?
62% of the people that have voted of the of the 236 votes now, 62.7% of people are saying Joe Thuney.
It's going up. Okay, let me ask you this.
Because Max said that it's been like a Chiefs fandom that's been starting the smoke of who they should start at left tackle.
Well, I talked to somebody in the organization yesterday. They said it's a daily discussion right now. But I feel like I told you guys yesterday, I'm over this. Like, why are we talking about this? There should be no question involved. And if you are one of the 38% or whatever that voted for DJ Humphries, I'd like to know why. I really would.
Such a smooth ride.
I'd love to know why you voted for DJ Humphries in this scenario. Because maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. It's possible, right? We're missing something or not familiar with something. So if you voted for DJ Humphries, why?
She's such a smooth ride.
Okay, maybe that's why.
She's such a smooth ride.
I need that to be my text tone. I don't know, man. I look, because we were talking to Ron Hughley yesterday of 16 in Houston. And he was like, I don't understand why anybody else would be a left tackle. And I was like, I don't either. And then Mac's like, yeah, it's been some sort of conversational point on, Chiefs Twitter.
We need
or whatever.
A game. Just get me to a game. Start talking about favorite sandwiches from the 50s. Like seriously, this is the time where idle time causes bad hands or something like that.
Idle hands? Devin Sawa?
Idle time causes bad brain. I don't know.
Jessica Alba?
Something like that. But
Jessica Alba or Jessica Biel? Chuck and Larry, Jessica Biel. Wow. Jessica Biel in Summer Catch. Wow.
You're not wrong either way. That's not DJ Humphries versus Joe Thuney. That's all right, either way works. But I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand why this is a topic of conversation right now. It's because people have too much free time and we need a game. It's game time.
So from the 9-3-6, DJ on the outside, bring Tony back inside, which can help the run game, maybe. But again, do the Chiefs run?
What do you mean help the run game?
A guy used to sit in this chair gave up on that take. He was like, just run the ball. They're not. And then he finally was like, I remember Kling was like, all right, I'm done. They're not going to run the ball.
Right.
And I got to that point this year. I'm like, hey, you got Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco. why not? And then it's just like, all right. Because, look, in that, what was it, the Cleveland game? You were up big, and they dropped back and passed, 6 or 8 times?
7 times in a row? 8 times?
7 or 8 times, and still didn't run the ball.
Right.
So what makes you think if they even put DJ Humphrey there, they're going to run the ball?
That's like what games have you watched where Andy's even slightly committed to the run? People say, and I understand that reasoning, like in a football world, that does make sense, but we don't live in that. We live here where commitment to the run is first play of the game they run, they get a yard, and then they bail. This isn't working. It's 2nd and 9 with 14:37 to go in the first quarter. What do you mean it's not working? That's just okay, fine.
Oh, and we live in a world where we have Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I'm sorry, the running game, it'll come, get 3 or 4 yards a pop. That's awesome. Keep the chains moving. But at the end of the day, this team's going to win games and going to hoist another Lombardi on the back of number 15.
Right.
That's the straw that stirs the drink.
Or maybe what you do is if you do,
and if you've ever had a broken straw, it's terrible.
It's terrible.
It sucks.
Yes.
You ever done that? Like getting your fast food, did the straw in the where what is that little thing? The middle compartment, and then it snaps.
Oh,
you put it in there.
It snaps, and so you got to hold
you're already
the
too
whole.
far. You're already too far. You can't go back.
You're screwed. No. It's terrible.
You got to pinch the straw.
Right. It's awful.
You know what keeps your straw safe?
A good offensive line.
That's right.
I've always carefully opened my straws because I know how valuable they are. Because if you ruin it, well, you don't have your drink.
Why do I feel like you're still the guy at this age in your life that you blow the wrapper at your kids?
No, I've never done that.
I can see him doing
it.
Welcome to the Thunderdome.
Think of Binkley? That's a Binkley move, right?
No, I don't think he uses straws. He's just straight to the gun, man. Idle mind is the devil's playground.
That's it.
The quote you're looking for.
Yeah.
God bless the text line.
Yeah, but that's what it is. There's been too much idle time. All right, what can we do? I don't know. Just put the game plan together and let's go. Let's not overthink this thing.
So what if they did this? What if they just started with Joe Tooney at left tackle and they go up let's say they go up 28-10, then put in Humphreys and run the ball?
Fine. If you go up 28-10, you should be running the football at that point. Yeah.
Right. I don't know, man. It's tough.
I don't know if we see it, but.
Yeah, so again, you can go to the text line. Not the text line. You can go to the Twitter page. Who do you want to see at left tackle, Joe Tooney or DJ Humphreys? That is the poll question today from Fescoe and Dusty and Mac. Again, we'll give you the percentage and the votes. According to our page, there are 237 votes. 62.4% say Joe Tooney.
See, I thought it would be higher, honestly. I really did.
Too. Me too.
It's almost 70%.
I know that's a land. It's 62, 63%. It's still a landslide, but I thought it would be a lot higher than that. I thought people were like, you guys are idiots. Of course, Joe. That because that's the way I think. Of course, Joe. I don't even really know who DJ Humphreys is anymore. The guy was here, played, got hurt. We moved on. We've done fine. Let's just keep going. Yeah. And the text line pointed it out earlier, and I'll continue to go back to this. This is the Gerbach-Gannon conversation. Mm-hmm. What are we doing here?
I don't know. Imagine what they went through and now what they're going through. We'll bring that up on the other side here at 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
I'll tell you what, we're loving the Underdog app at our house. We're having a lot of fun. Picked up a huge win over the weekend. We cashed in and won almost $100 on the Underdog app, and you can have fun with the Underdog app as well. And if you're in Missouri, this is for you because the Underdog app is available to play in Missouri. Underdog is the best place to cash in on all of your takes during the playoffs. Which players are going to go off and which ones are going to be ice cold. And with over 5 million happy players and 2 billion won, Underdog makes it fun and easy to cash in on all of your favorite athletes' performances. And with their Champs game, you could win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on a player's stats when it comes to yards, touchdowns, interceptions, and more. And with Underdog, they're the only Champs platform that puts the power to cash out in your hands. Now you can either keep riding with your entry or tap the Win Now button to cash out whenever you want. Plus, with Underdog's double flex option, you can even take 2 L's and turn them into a W. So download the Underdog app now. Underdog is the best place to play Champs. Download the app, sign in with promo code BOB, and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's promo code BOB. Must be 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
If you need a new garage door, this could be your lucky day. Entries are open now for the $5,000 sweepstakes at Overhead Door Company of Kansas City. A winner will be chosen at random to receive $5,000 towards new garage doors, openers, or front entry doors of their choice. Deadline to enter is the end of the month to win the $5,000 sweepstakes with Overhead Door Company of Kansas City. Enter now at overheaddoorkc.com. You can't win if you don't enter at overheaddoorkc.com.
It's playoff time, KC. Join Cody and Gold Friday from 10 to 2 as they broadcast live from the Rally House at Barry Woods Crossing. Shop the latest KC styles and official postseason gear, plus enter to win Rally House gift cards while you're there. Details at 965thefan.com.
Your skin tells a story. At KMC Dermatology and Med Spa, we understand that stress, time, and life can leave their mark, but it's never too late to refresh, renew, and restore your skin. With 25 expert providers across multiple locations, we make glowing skin easy. Same week appointments? Absolutely. Select Saturday appointments available? You got it. From medical dermatology to advanced aesthetic treatments, we're here to help you look and feel your best. Schedule your appointment today at kmcpa.com. KMC Dermatology and Med Spa. Beyond the surface.
Don't believe me, believe the Better Business Bureau. 5 stars for GiveMeTheVin.com. The rest of them are 1 stars. America's best car buyer? GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Midwest winters take a real toll on your garage door if it isn't ready. Let Overhead Door Company of Kansas City come out and perform their 14-point tune-up on the garage door and 12-point tune-up on the opener. One price covers 3 garage doors and openers. The work is guaranteed. Overhead Door Company of Kansas City. Trusted here since 1927. Call now to schedule your garage door tune-up, 816-221-0072, or schedule online at ohdkc.com. ohdkc.com.
Arvest Bank, believing in the power of serving others.
Arvest Bank believes in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to supporting those who serve our communities. We believe that all communities deserve a financial partner who cares. Arvest. We believe.
Chiefs coverage is brought to you by the Missouri Air National Guard. Serve your community your way. Serve your country and build a brighter future with the Missouri Air National Guard. Top-notch training, tuition assistance, and bonuses up to $50,000. Missouri Air National Guard St. Joseph. Aim high. Find your path today. Go to ang.com/MO.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Heading towards downtown, 35 northbound bogs down on the Kansas side around Mission and stays off again on again heavy up towards Penway with an earlier accident that has now cleared. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric Traffic Center, Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan Traffic.
You're listening to the all-new 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
I'm loving it. Well, hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Yeah. Mac Morey, Bob Fescoe, Dusty Likens with you on a Wednesday. Damn glad to have you. It's a Thursday, though, at Arrowhead because the game's on Saturday, whether you believe it or not. We tried to tell you the press conferences were going to be tomorrow, or yesterday. Just saying.
Today is Thursday.
That's right.
In Arrowhead World.
So your press conferences will be DeAndre Hopkins, Justin Reed, and Creed Humphrey.
Oh, you think Creed will be the third one?
Somebody's got to be. I think it'll be Chris Jones today. Who was yesterday? It was Mahomes, Andy. I don't even really remember. I know Mahomes spoke because they talked about his the birth of his third child.
Right, how his wife let him watch football in the room.
That was funny. That was relatable.
You haven't been through the birthing processes yet, right? Like, what do you do as a father? You just kind of hang out. I mean,
well,
push.
I still remember being born.
Yeah, that's right.
It was warm.
Mm-hmm. Then it got cold.
And it was a nice place.
Locked, cocked, and ready to rock.
See, we didn't have that. We had C-section, so it wasn't like we were in labor for 85 hours. I mean, I couldn't imagine just like, all right, what are we doing? Like,
whose gimmick gets older if they continue to be
Harbaugh's
or McDaniel's or McDaniel in Miami?
Oh, I see.
Like whose gimmick is it? Whose gimmick where now? McDaniel has a lot of. He's got more time. But, like, eventually the whole, like, it's 2-day. Like, eventually that will get old if this continues to happen in the playoffs. It's been 1 year. I'm not jumping on anybody's, like, back to say that it's going to continue this. But, like, that only works if you're successful more often than not.
No doubt.
And, Mikey Mack over there in Miami,
But he doesn't have those, cringe things.
No, but his style is I'm cool, I'm hip. These are my boys.
Oh, yeah, we're good,
cool.
man. We're all cool. It's great. And you're losing games, so it's not cool.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Yeah. It's hey, man, enough.
Step up.
Do something different.
My question with Mike McDaniel is, can he be a coach or is he one of those guys that when you're winning, it's great because he's your guy, but the minute things need to be buttoned up, can Mike McDaniel be that guy? Like that conversation we need to have with Mac after the show, Dusty, we talked about earlier.
Oh, no.
So can he be that guy? I don't know the answer to that question. Can Harbaugh be that guy? I probably think so. But if they don't win and he's still going 2-day and everything's a snowflake and looking like he's just out there, man, that does wear fast, and it wears fast. I mean, you said the other day that was at Michigan for 9 years. The beauty of college is you're recycling players, classes constantly, and so in the NFL, a lot of guys stay around for a while. That kind of stuff gets old, and his shelf life, other than Michigan, really wasn't long anywhere. 3-4 years here, 3-4 years there. And then it wears, and you're like, all right, what are we doing here?
You mentioned Michigan. You know what's ironic about Michigan? The worst thing they could have done was try to put a flag in Ohio State's field. Since that day, Ohio State's been a different team.
Oh, it's night and day. Again, incredible. Regular season versus, okay, it's time to go and play. If you think what Ohio State is doing is impressive, wait till you see Travis Kelce in the next 21 days. I mean, Travador is going to be out there
scoring
got that
playoff beard
touchdowns.
back, too. He's growing that thing out.
This is his time, man. This is his year. This is his time. This could be his going away party, man. We were talking before the show. I said, I think, I go into these next couple of games going, these could be Travis's last at Arrowhead. And Dusty's I think he's done. And, I don't know, Mac, where you kind of stand on that one. But I think you do need to approach these last 3 games of the season like they could be Travis's last 3 games of the year. I mean,
possibly.
If they three-peat, what the hell else does he have to come back for? What's left to accomplish? You're dating the biggest pop star in the history of the world. You three-peated.
The hell with Bob, just the biggest star.
The biggest star. What else? You're dating Taylor Swift and you three-peated.
And you have a successful podcast.
You don't need anything else.
Yeah.
But yes. And
then you go out on top.
That's right. You go out on top. You have the podcast. You're hosting games. You're
already the GOAT tight end.
I mean, it's
it's perfect ending.
It's
like the end of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Except he's alive.
He's alive. But there's athletes that, I really wish I was that guy. Derek Jeter was always that guy for me. I thought he was the perfect athlete, had the starlets, never got into trouble.
What was he? He got his 3,000th hit on his last game or something like that? What was that?
It was a home run.
And it was his last.
Close, I think.
Something like that.
It was close.
Cool.
But he was the perfect athlete. There's never been a more perfect athlete, in my opinion, than Derek Jeter. Shortstop for the Yankees, Hall of Famer, good looking, dated every celebrity out there, never had a scandal.
And was nice. He left a gift bag at the end of the night.
Gift
so in
bag.
the morning you were able to go into the nice basket.
I will tell you, I have had better interactions with A-Rod than I have with Jeter, though, and which I was very surprised by. I thought it'd be the other way around. That's why you don't want to meet your heroes. But I always said, if I was going to trade places with one athlete, it would always be Derek Jeter. How are you not saying that about Travis Kelce right now? No matter what fan base you're in, how do you, as a guy, how would you not want to have Travis Kelce's life, man? Find me a dude's life that's better than what this guy has going on right now.
And what's even more of a comparison is in Jeter's prime, he was probably dating the biggest pop star at the time, Mariah Carey.
Yep.
I'd still date Mariah Carey to this day.
And Jeter was the shortstop for the Yankees. Lord. Travis Kelce's the tight end for the Chiefs. I mean, back in the day, everybody said, "Oh, you can't do anything in Kansas City. You got to play on one of the coasts. You play in the Midwest. You're never going to be able to increase your brand." Wrong. Turn on your TV. It's Chiefs everywhere, right? So that's the beauty of it. But Travis Kelce, man, that guy's living the best life. And if you go out on top, why the hell do I want to go out to St. Joe anymore?
So sports are weird. And I was thinking about this the other day about how interesting it is that Justin Reed and DeAndre Hopkins, who played for the Houston Texans in that 2019 game in the divisional round where they got beat in a wild game, one of the best games I've ever seen.
How do you recover? You don't recover from that. That crushed their franchise.
And to think about what they went through during that, And now what both of these guys are getting ready to go through, which is the rise of a three-peat in the NFL, which has never been done before.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's interesting to think what they're thinking about. And it was interesting because Justin Reed was interviewed today, and he was asked about that game in 2019 and asked about what it is like today and the now for the Kansas City Chiefs. Maybe not.
I know it's that annual time of year that this play always comes up. But remember starting the game off early, started fast. I think we had a block punt for a touchdown, had a couple big plays. Remember hitting Tyreek. Thought I took him out of the game, actually. We were going to double the hell out of Travis after that. I remember looking up at the scoreboard after we were up 24-0. I remember seeing that the Titans just beat the Ravens and that we had beat the Ravens 2 times already in the season. So I was like, I knew the winner of that game at that point was going to have home field advantage for the AFC Championship game. So I was like, our tickets already punched to the Super Bowl. And then, the bleeding just started and couldn't stop. Had the fake punt, unfortunately for me, that didn't go our way. Had the fumble on the kickoff, had the kickoff return for a touchdown. And next thing you know, scores like 28-24 before halftime and come out in the second half and just couldn't stop the bleeding. So probably the biggest roller coaster game I've ever been a part of in my life. I'm sure most people in Chiefs Kingdom too, they just ended up on the right side of it. But I'm going to end up in a place that I'm really happy now being here too.
It's amazing to me to hear athletes recount games. I always love it. I do, because
he said they punched their ticket to the Super Bowl.
Right. What do you? That soundbite was 1 minute and 6 seconds.
That's
okay, right. And he was asked at the beginning, he goes, "Oh, this is the time of year where this game always comes up," and then went into full detail about everything.
Never forget.
Athletes never forget. They never, ever, ever get over those type of moments. And look, think about what that game meant in the big picture. That was the springboard game for this franchise, and it was the death nail for the Houston Texans.
Mm-hmm. It turned Deshaun into a creep.
I think he was a creep before that.
Probably.
Yeah. Got Bill O'Brien basically fired.
Mm-hmm.
Deshaun was done. The whole thing. I mean,
how many more years was DeAndre in Houston? Because he went to Tennessee went to Arizona.
Didn't Bill O'Brien trade him? So it had to be the next year
for David Johnson. David Johnson, UNI. He was a good running back for
UNI
2 years.
what?
Northern Illinois.
Oh, I thought you said something about UNI. We're supposed to be
David
doing
Johnson, UNI, man. Come on.
Yeah, or a One Direction song, You and I. Great song.
You and I.
That's not the tune, but yeah, you're close. But yeah, it's crazy to think that in 5 years, 6 years.
6 years now, yeah.
That they went from that.
They were supposed to be our rival.
Oh, for sure. It was coming.
Yep.
Right? Just like today.
Right.
Like, it's Buffalo, Baltimore, and then who? Is it Houston? Do you put that on C.J. Stroud?
I don't think CJ has earned that yet. And when
2-1
I say
in the playoffs,
yeah, but no, I mean earned that against like the Chiefs. Like he's up there already, with them. I don't think.
Well, you're not putting Herbert above him in the AFC.
No, I still think Burrow goes there. That's always going to be me because I hate the fan base so much.
Right.
And so I think he'll always be in that category until CJ beats you in the playoffs. It's hard to put him up there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see what he does in this game. I'm ready to see what he can show because this is that game, right? I mean, like. Back in 2019, Houston beat Buffalo. And then Deshaun came into Kansas City. He was strumming his guitar after every touchdown, everything. Like he said, we punched our ticket to the Super Bowl, and then we couldn't stop the bleeding.
But that's what happens in these games in sports, especially against the Chiefs. Just when you think it's won, it ain't won. It ain't over. Ask Houston. Ask San Francisco. Ask Philadelphia. Ask Buffalo.
It's also interesting because we played we played the Deebo Samuel audio earlier in the month where he was like talking to his teammates. He's like, man, this ain't over yet.
Right.
Like, you don't know who you're dealing with. And
right.
Justin Reed in 2019, before it was prevalent that like Patrick Mahomes was that guy, he's like, we had our ticket punched Super Bowl. This game was over.
Well,
then
you
all of a
didn't
sudden,
know who you were dealing with in 2019.
And now he's on the opposite side where he's like, watch this.
Yeah.
Like, I've been here for 3 years. Well, check this out.
What would have to be the score for you to say, it's over, I'm out of this?
72-0.
Okay. I was going to say 42-0.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't ever doubt Mahomes out.
Right.
Like my dad grew up watching Elway and the Chiefs, so his heart was ripped out of his chest for many years. Like a lot of people listen to the show and text in, and it took him probably the Philadelphia Super Bowl to finally be like, I'll never doubt 15. Anytime that they have the ball and they have a chance, I'll never doubt them.
Even after the Buffalo game,
13 seconds.
He
still left time on the clock. He still left 3 seconds on the clock, I believe. I mean, you just can't. Like that's. We talk about, can C.J. Stroud prove to you to where you don't have to ask questions? Mahomes is now at that point in his career where, like, you no longer have questions. I know that there's times where, like, what is he doing? But it's like,
if you're questioning Mahomes, that's on you now, right? Like,
well, we played that audio earlier in Paul Allen where we were like, when's the last time he said throw the ball? And somebody in the Texans like, we still do that today. I was like,
who does? I mean, like, you're not. Have you ever heard Mitch get that angry and aggravated on a call?
Throw it, man. Somebody said that sounds like Alec Jones.
Like, when was the last time you were that mad at Mahomes? I told you, for me, it was the championship game against the Patriots where he took the sack right before halftime.
So 2018.
I mean, that's a generation ago now.
Yeah, 2017 against the Broncos in his first career start. Like, throw it to Albert Wilson, man. He's good. Dude. Number six. Is that where this person ranks? He can prove that this weekend in Kansas City. Fescoe, Mac, Dusty, 96.5 The Fan, your home, Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Good morning. Mac Morey here. That Super Bowl, it's right around the corner. So what's your plan? You going to do the same thing you do every year? You ready to step it up? Try something even better this year? Well, we got a Super Bowl experience like no other. It's at the Verizon Super Bowl Fan Fest coming to Kansas City live in the Power and Light District on February 9th. You'll get exclusive access to the stadium where your favorite players make history. You'll meet the game's most legendary athletes, all while enjoying live music, crushing some great game day bites, plus maybe some game day brews. The Super Bowl, it only comes around once a year, so who's ready to celebrate bigger than ever before? Tickets, they are going fast. You don't want to miss out. Visit your local Verizon store and find out about free tickets today. Must be 18 years or older to attend. Additional terms and conditions apply. See VerizonFanFest.com for details.
Men, the new year is here, and if you're like many of us, you're going to make a resolution to improve your health. But if you're feeling sluggish and low energy, if your sleep patterns are off, if you've been working out and aren't seeing the gains you used to see, making that resolution may not be so easy. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're feeling the way I just described, we can likely help you with that resolution, because those symptoms probably mean you're suffering with low testosterone. And at Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating this condition. With our low T protocols, if you're like most men, the change will astound you. You'll feel more energy and better mental clarity, your sleep will improve, your workouts will be better, and you'll likely find your sex drive goes up as well. So call us today and get treated for your low T. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. Heartland Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 40-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term life insurance may only cost you about $100 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-353-9057. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-353-9057. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-353-9057. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. For affordable term life insurance, call 800-353-9057. 800-353-9057 or biglou.com.
What's up, football fans? BetMGM is giving you the chance to win up to $250,000 in bonus bet credits. It's all part of BetMGM's longest touchdown jackpot, where you could be able to split the grand prize with anyone else who bet on the longest touchdown of the week. Log into your BetMGM account today and opt into the promo. Then place an anytime touchdown wager of $10 or more on the player of your choice, up to one player per game. If your player scores the longest touchdown of the week, you'll win a share of the $250K in credits. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. BetMGM's longest touchdown jackpot subject to rules. See BetMGM.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are unrestricted rewards credits that expire in 7 days. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
It's just not normal. The pain calls from chronic joint pain day after day. But some of you have dealt with that pain for so long, it's become your new normal. Short-term fixes are not working. Make the decision now to say no, not going to live with it. Get moving again in 2025 with help from QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, joint preservation. Yes, you can revitalize your joints with advanced orthobiologic treatments at QC Kinetics. No steroids, no drugs, no surgery. This is the future of medicine using an array of natural solutions like PRP to attack the pain from arthritis. Tens of thousands of people with pain have discovered these cellular treatments and they're living life again without that constant pain in their joints. Want to learn more about how you can refresh your joints, get lasting relief with these amazing treatments? Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
On the Kansas side, 35 northbound, a little sluggish at the merge with 69 highway, and then slow again around 635, off again, on again up towards Mission with construction at the exit. Past that, a little slow crossing the state line up towards Penway with an earlier problem. On the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric Traffic Center, Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan Traffic.
Texans love the game of football. Down here, the game is big, and it's raw. So grab a chair and sit a while, and enjoy the game. Texas style. We are the Texans, the Houston Texans. Big Texas skies, big Texas pride. Go Texans, go! And we'll fight like Texans. Hail to the Toro, the red, white, and blue. Everybody, we are the Texans, the Houston Texans. Big Texas skies, big Texas pride. Go Texans, go! And we'll fight like Texans. Hail to the Toro, the red, white, and blue. The red, white, and blue.
That song sucks.
So good.
That's so good.
The fact that they're celebrating the churro in their fight song is my favorite thing of all time.
That guy for the Indianapolis Colts who sings "Colts are our squad" or whatever. This is our team. That's better than any of that song.
This is my team. This is our Colts. This is our team. We bleed blue.
The guy took a religious song and turned it into a football song.
Well, for a lot of people, football is religion, right?
Exactly right.
Yeah, we talked to that guy at 6:45 today.
If you missed Jay Binkley.
Yeah. Somebody says, "Why do I think that song would be way better with a whip crack?"
Oh, yeah.
That song just sucks, dude.
That's their fight song. That's their official Texans fight song.
I mean, I would die on the battlefield right away.
Texas also celebrates a battle that they won. Remember the Alamo. You lost.
Somebody says that garbage is the truck nuts of songs.
Truck nuts. What a great call.
I saw one the other day. We were leaving work and I saw, not truck nuts, but I saw a guy had a Woody doll hanging from his tailgate. Because you know the movie where he's like trying to hold onto the car like Woody?
Oh, yeah. But that's...
Yeah, he didn't have nuts. He had a Woody. Seriously.
That was a long way to your joke, or was that? Yeah.
No, it's just, that's what it was.
Oh, was it really?
I don't know.
Okay.
However you want to take it.
Truck nuts guy. That's the guy who fights at the Stevie Nicks concert, right?
I don't think that guy goes to Stevie Nicks. That guy goes to like Morgan Wallen.
Does he fight at the Morgan Wallen concert?
Yes, absolutely.
Red truck nuts. He's fighting. That's likes to fight guy.
Yeah.
Got me some truck nuts. Great.
Mm-hmm. There's golf bags now that have that. Like a little side bag you can put your golf balls in there.
God.
It's funny.
You got one?
No.
He wants one,
But
though.
this lady I play golf with every once in a while, she has one. It's funny. It's pink.
Yeah.
I was like, what is that? She goes, it's my ball sack. And I was like, okay. I was like, no doubt. I was like, all right.
I got my husband's golf balls here.
Did you watch the TGL last night?
No.
Come on, man.
Sorry, man.
I was watching hockey.
Tiger's team got his ass kicked, but man, it was so awesome. I watched the entire thing. From start
Did you
to finish.
really?
I did.
See, I was watching,
and they lost like
hockey.
11-1.
11-1. That's a
yeah, like
who are we gonna fire?
Not Tiger. He came out to Eye of the Tiger, and the announcer didn't say a word. He announced everybody else, and then Tiger came out, went all red. Smoke came out, Eye of the Tiger, and the announcer just went.
See, that's cool, right?
Sick.
That's awesome.
Sick.
That's like a KU basketball game. All that stuff at the beginning is great, and then the game starts. You're like, all right, I'll bounce. But no, the intro stuff is fantastic. I love all that kind of stuff. But
Somebody
no,
says truck nuts guys upset it stopped snowing. I think that's Miles. It's really not that bad out there. You drive a 350 diesel stroke engine, bro. Like, yeah, no wonder it's not bad out there.
I know everybody's complaining.
Yeah.
And there's 12 inches of snow on the ground. I don't know. I haven't reached my truck nuts yet.
Somebody says they saw an electric truck with truck nuts that were
No.
electrical wing nuts. It was pretty cool.
No, you did not.
Take the day if that's true.
You see one of those cyber trucks with truck nuts?
That'd be awesome. Can't trust those things.
I got a cyber truck and truck nuts. Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
Do those cyber trucks work in the snow? I'm asking.
I don't know. I saw one for the first time at night, and I thought I was in like space.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't think I took that gummy yet.
Have you looked on the on ramp to 435 from 69? You know, first of all, I'm going to ask this question out loud. Did Morton Salt move their headquarters
Did you
to
notice
Kansas
that too?
City?
I saw it when I came around the ramp. They're just like, I didn't know it was here.
So they put that up during the holiday,
Okay.
and I've started to do some research on it.
Because they even have the logo.
Yeah, it's everything.
The little salt lady with the umbrella.
Like, there's nothing out there that says, yes, Morton's has officially moved their world headquarters to Overland Park. I don't know if that's the case. If anybody knows, have they done that? Very, very little on this. They said they moved some offices and took over some buildings and put $3 million of renovation, but it didn't say if they're moving their headquarters here. So that, that ramp that you go from 69 to 435, have you looked
Every
off
day
to
I drive it.
Right. Have you looked off to the right side and seen all the cyber trucks that are parked in that parking lot
I
down
almost
there?
wrecked because I looked over there and then I saw Morton Salt. I was like, stay focused, Dusty.
Yeah, like we got Morton Salt and a parking lot as far as the eye can see of those cyber trucks.
I don't know if I'd want a Cybertruck.
I have no interest in that.
It just, there was one that drove through downtown Lee Summit. It just looked out of place. I was like, what? I'm like, that car sucks.
Yeah, like how are they expensive? Like I just not interested.
I don't know. It's Tesla, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Cybertrucks are objectively terrible in every way if you're not 6 years old or really dumb. From the 913.
Are they powered by the sun too? Do we know that?
The Cybertruck got around fantastically on the Monday after the snow.
All right, okay, great.
Somebody says Cybertruck nuts are just the fuzzy dice.
Okay.
And then somebody says my truck nuts has low T.
Nice.
Name your top 5 quarterbacks in the league.
Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
Oh, I got to name more.
4 more. It's pretty easy.
Lamar, Josh, Joe, and I'd have to think about the fifth one.
You don't. He's still playing in the NFC. He just won. His coach is Sean McVay.
Oh, okay. Stafford, you're putting up there. Okay. You can make an argument for Goff. But Stafford's got the Super Bowl, so yeah, Stafford's fine, yeah.
Who's 6? Who's the one guy looking in?
For me, it could be Goff.
It's not CJ?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I still think he's a little young. Like now, if CJ goes in and wins this weekend, it changes the whole dynamic. He's got a lot to gain in this one as well. You go into Arrowhead, beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, man, you're in rare company. You're with Hall of Famer Tom Brady and Joe Burrow. That's it. So if CJ wins this weekend, maybe we're having a different conversation. But I think CJ Stroud eventually will be in that top 5. I don't think he's there quite yet.
Mac, who's the 5th best quarterback in the NFL?
Yeah, I think Stafford. I think that's it.
Who's 6?
I think I'm going Stroud, personally.
Great cinnamon rolls.
Oh, so good.
Stroud's?
So good.
I never had them. I had the fried chicken. Money.
My swim coach worked at Stroud, so after practice on Saturday mornings, boom, Stroud cinnamon rolls for everyone.
So you're not old enough to ever eat under the bridge on Troost, are you?
Don't think so, no.
That was money. That's the OG at KC. You ate at Stroud's under the bridge at Troost. That was old school, brother.
I always eat the one up north, and I always got attacked by the swan in the pond. Happened twice.
Did you go, hey, swan?
No, I just went down there and tried to feed it a biscuit, and it came out of the water, and I didn't know they were angry.
My friend married a swan. She's a wonderful woman.
Bjork dressed up as a swan.
Yeah.
So, CJ Stroud, number 6.
I think so.
I think you put him over Herbert.
Right now, yeah. I put him over Love right now.
Yeah.
Put him over Hurts.
I wouldn't put Love in the top 10.
Put him over Goff.
Oh, Love is barely in the top 32.
He turned into Buddy Love, Nutty Professor. But no, CJ Stroud, right? Like we talked last week about pressure for quarterbacks. I don't think there's any pressure at this point once you get to this point in the league if you're not Lamar, Josh Allen, or Mahomes, right? Like that pressure is just completely, to me, CJ's on house money.
Lamar, Josh Allen, and Mahomes are in a different category.
I don't think so.
You think he has to win this game?
No, that's not what I said.
Then that's house money, though.
Then that's house money.
Yeah. I think there's pressure. I don't think that's fair that it's either house money or no pressure. Really? That's the only two options I have?
Why does CJ Stroud have any pressure whatsoever?
I think he killed all of that last week when he was an underdog at home. And like that to me is like pressure, like go prove him wrong. He did it. And now it's like, now you got to go play the Chiefs in Arrowhead, in the divisional round, on the road. Like to me, it's like, be competitive.
That's it. He needs to play well. He did not play well last season against the Ravens and Lamar Jackson. This is his second chance
First half
facing one of these.
Second half they got blanked. First half it was 21-21, I believe, and then it was zeros on the board.
You're facing another elite team, elite quarterback. You need to show up. You need to be good.
See, I'll take the older school approach. Like it's okay to let guys grow into their roles. Like
I agree.
Patrick Mahomes has screwed it for everybody because everybody thinks when you come in your first year, it's supposed to be 55,000 and go to an AFC Championship game, right? That's just not the way it works. In fact, I just saw a stat this morning. Since 2011, it's either been the Chiefs or the Patriots in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, Mahomes.
Right?
Mahomes only played in the AFC
That's
Championship.
right.
Yeah.
Like, so since 2011, though, it's either been the Chiefs or the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. One of those two teams have been there every year for the last 14 years. So to say that, like, C.J. Stroud needs to do this or needs to do that, the odds aren't in his favor that he's going to do that. I still think C.J. Stroud is definitely playing with house money.
Would you start a franchise next year? Are you taking C.J. Stroud or Daniels?
Jaden Daniels.
Not even thinking about it?
Wow.
I'd have to sit in a room by myself for about 5 hours and just be, because I think what Daniels is doing this year is what Stroud did last year. I think that he's exceeding expectations, but also people forget that he's a rookie. Like Stroud last year had what? What'd you say? One of the best rookie seasons of all time.
In my opinion, it is the best rookie season of all time.
You forgot he was a rookie.
Yeah.
And the more you talk, like gut reaction, I usually think the gut reaction is the right reaction. Like you have that initial, all right, let's go. This is what I want to do. But sometimes you got to think about it. You're making me think about it a little bit right now. But I don't know. There's just this playoff game against Washington got me in on Jaden Daniels. Like, you know, it was that moment where like, all right, this guy's pretty damn good. He had himself a game.
To me, it was more so the final drive.
Yeah. They got the ball with, 4:40 to go and never gave it up again. That was a Mahomesian type drive.
He's got the last 5 minutes gene. He does. He's shown it multiple times this year.
Does he have the last 13-second gene, though?
There's only one guy who has that. Only one guy.
Come on. Let's not, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's a stylistic question, too. Like, I would rather just Jaden Daniels, I'd just be worried about injuries all the time. If I'm starting my franchise, C.J. Stroud, pocket passer, I know he can just get it done. That's kind of where I go. But I get you. Ceiling-wise, Jaden Daniels probably has a higher ceiling.
As long as they have a good coach around him, I don't care which guy you give me.
Yeah, I do. So would you rather have C.J. Stroud or Matt Stafford?
Well, C.J. Stroud because Stafford's old.
That's fair. I mean,
yeah, just because of the youth.
Yeah.
You think this is it for Stafford this year?
We've said that I feel like the last 3 years, everybody's been trying to kick him out the door.
Because what is he, 36?
Yeah, something like that. But where's L.A. going if they kick him out the door? And if he goes out the door, does McVay go with him? Because if I'm McVay, I'd probably take a walk, too, at this point.
Well, that's what everybody thought he was going to do. Everyone thought he was going to go to the booth and then come back and, because he's so young.
Yeah.
That was a topic.
Because that's what Vermeil did. I mean, people forget Vermeil was coaching, in the early 80s and then took 20 years off and came back.
Yeah, he coached Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, right, exactly. Mm-hmm. So I love Dick. Vermeil did it, right?
That was a hell of a drop.
McVay's probably the only coach that could do it.
Yeah.
Who else is young enough
Kevin O'Connell
that has that, je ne sais quoi to go out there and be that guy?
This is a tough question. What's Notre Dame's coach again?
Marcus Freeman?
Yeah. He might be older than Sean McVay because he's 39. And I don't know if McVay's 40 yet. He might be.
I feel like McVay's 36. I feel like McVay is perennially 36.
No,
McVay's 38.
So, yeah, Notre Dame's coach is older. He just turned 39 on January 10th.
Yeah, and Stafford will be 37 in 3 weeks.
All right, yeah.
He's
so McVay is younger than Marcus Freeman.
That's right.
And basically the same age as his quarterback.
Yes, yeah. and he's got a Super Bowl.
So he honest to God, if he were to step away right now, and this would be his last year, and then broadcast for 20 years and came back, he'd only be 57. Andy Reid, 65.
It's crazy, dude.
Belichick, 72.
McVay was a trailblazer. Because of McVay, LaFleur, Shanahan, all these guys exist. Mike McDaniel, all these guys exist because of Sean McVay.
And sometimes that's when you run into those problems, though, where you try to say,
look at the Andy Reid tree. Look at the Bill Belichick tree, right? It's like
the Andy Reid tree is fine. It's okay. It's not wonderful, but I mean,
let's see here.
John Harbaugh, Super Bowl.
3 of the 4 coaches in the Final 4 teams are all Andy Reid trees. If you count Andy Reid as the tree,
Andy Reid, Sean McDermott,
and John
Harbaugh, yeah,
all under Andy Reid.
All under Andy Reid, yeah.
It's wild.
That's nuts.
And because it's so weird how like the Belichick thing didn't work, right? Like Mangini was bad, like Roman Cornell was bad.
Belichick didn't really let anybody do anything. Like Andy Reid actually trains his coaches to be head coaches and gives them that opportunity, like that last week of the season. That's all hands on deck. You coaches, you're coaching, you're doing it. You're calling the plays, you're putting in the game plan. You're going to get this team ready to go out there. That's what Andy Reid does. And I mean, I say his coaching tree's okay. Like, who's got a great coaching tree? Bill Walsh, because everybody underneath, in the NFL is underneath Bill Walsh at this point in time. But, I mean, Andy's is clearly better than Bill Belichick. Belichick should be embarrassed by his coaching tree, quite frankly. Who's done anything?
Because, like, now it's going to be the McVay tree. Because, like, McVay, Kevin O'Connell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
McVay and Shanahan's tree will battle. Yeah. Yes, because Shanahan's has some good trees, too.
Who is on Shanahan's tree?
LaFleur,
Robert Saleh, DeMeco
Ryans, and Mike McDaniels. That one's trending down.
So he's got DeMeco Ryans right now. That's about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Robert Saleh doesn't have a job, and Mike McDaniel. I mean, Mike McDaniel's arrow's pointing down.
Yeah, it's trending the wrong way. It was trending high for a while. I mean, he was in the playoffs the last 2 years, and this year he missed. But
and then when they played a team that you could breathe, they lost.
Somebody says, "How old is McVay's haircut?" I don't know, but that gel that he uses
is so good.
It's definitely LA Looks, and I had LA
Remember
Looks.
LA Looks?
Yeah, I had the pink gel. I brought that up the other night on Twitter. So I was like, that the hair that he has is strongest thing I've ever seen.
What do you think he does use for product?
LA Looks,
is it?
Yes, he's in LA. He's either using the pink gel or the green or the blue.
I mean, that is just special.
It's and he uses the headset. Like I use the headset. And you can see
dense.
like those.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He uses a headset. Not
perfect. That thing ain't moving. Do you think he has hair and makeup? Because it is L.A.
I don't know.
I think he's probably figured out his system.
No, he's the best, man.
Yeah.
Like that guy right now, he's phenomenal.
Awesome.
He's a great coach. And again, I've said it before, he's got that photographic memory. He will remember everything. That's what makes him so good. Him, Bill Self, that same Mike Mahomes, they're on that same level where they don't forget a thing.
How tight would your pants get if Andy Reid retired in 6 years and McVay came to Kansas City?
I'd be pretty excited about that.
Amazing. That'd be so good.
Like you can have Mahomes for the last 7 years of his career, like you had Stafford. Why don't you come to Kansas City and take over for Andy Reid? Now I'm getting horny.
But if I'm Sean McVay, like I'm to that point now. I've already won a Super Bowl. I'm married. I got kids. I'm 37 years old.
But he might be like Andy, where like football is life, like where it's just like I love this.
Yeah, it may be, but I don't think that it is. I don't think anybody in like Mac's generation thinks their work is life anymore. Like honest to God, and so I think that factors into football as well. You win Super Bowls, you accomplish stuff. You're 37, 38 years old. Why am I putting my body through this stress every day and dealing with this and managing 53 players in an organization? I've already got a Super Bowl, man. I'm going to go be on TV. Take care.
Yeah.
He's holding it too long. Throw it, man.
Sam Darnold.
We've all been him.
Yeah.
I know you have.
Oh,
I have.
So many times it makes me sick.
Mac, you have.
Oh, yeah.
Sam Darnold is that 10-leg parlay where you hit the first 9.
Does he solidify Kevin O'Connell's Coach of the Year award then? Because I heard Cody and Gold say this, so I don't want to take their take. But I think it was either
Cody takes yours, right?
No, tweets. So I don't know if it was Alex or Cody, but they said that, I think it was Cody. He said yesterday that Kevin O'Connell definitely deserves the Coach of the Year award because he got 14 wins out of Sam Darnold.
I don't disagree with that.
I mean,
I thought you were going to say it goes the other way. I'm like,
no. He was saying, like, if you can get 14 wins and have that season with Sam Darnold the whole year, then you are doing something.
Yeah.
But you mentioned the 10-leg parlay. 9 of them hit, and the last one doesn't.
And the last one doesn't. How do you feel?
Gut-wrenching.
Right.
Gut-wrenching.
That's Sam Darnold in a nutshell.
Yeah.
That's Sam Darnold in a nutshell. For whatever reason, I'm putting together this 10-leg parlay. Oh, my God, it's hitting. Cash out option available. Cash out option. No, I'm sticking. Son of a gun. I lost that 10th leg. And instead of cashing out, you're now stuck with 1 year, $5 million or whatever Sam Darnold's going to get. Like, I mean, we've all been there and had those bad beats. Scott Van Pelt does a segment on it all the time,
It's
right?
one of the best segments on TV.
Bad beats and all that kind of stuff. Like, do you remember your worst gambling loss? Like, where you had a parlay that was, like, right there, ready to hit?
Had a 6-legger this year, was going to win $500. Jaden Daniels, Hail Mary. Over. Yep. It was awesome. Love Jaden Daniels.
Wow.
That's the last time Matt bet on the Bears.
Yeah. I mean, why would you bet on them?
I still defend Caleb Williams.
I had one. It was stupid. We used to do this all the time when I did the Red Reaction show, and I did another show before that. And me and Grant Nicholson would do NBA bets. And I had a 6-leg parlay, and it was like Luka points, Luka assists. There was a couple others, and then the other one was like, I forget who the Chicago Bulls center was, big white guy, and
Bill Wennington?
No,
Vucevic.
I think that's who it was.
Yeah.
He needed 10 rebounds. He had 9 with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It went to overtime, and he still didn't get one. That's the most recent bad one.
My recent one was on Underdog the other day. I needed Sam Darnold just to have 1 touchdown pass.
You almost had one with Carson Wentz.
I almost had the one with Carson Wentz.
That would have been the worst
half
ever.
total yard. He finished with 10.
While we're on this discussion, I think Vegas needs to take the QB kneel away for rushing yards. Because I saw Portnoy, not that I feel sorry for him, he lost like a big parlay because Jaden Daniels started to kneel it.
They're never going to do that because that gives them the opportunity to win. Yeah,
exactly.
That's so brutal. Like, imagine if you had Patrick Mahomes rushing yards this weekend, right? 20, it'll probably be like 18 and a half. I think it'll be somewhere around there. You can probably look it up now if it's out. And imagine he has 20 yards and the last 2 plays of the game, he kneels it. I mean, it's just so brutal, dude.
God.
But if you're on that underside, you're like, yes, kneel.
I will
Let's
say
see,
this.
Patrick Mahomes here. I'll give you the what we have on Underdog today.
All rushing.
Not
all rushing.
Rushing
Over
yards,
under.
23 and a half.
Okay. So he has 25, kneels it, 2-yard loss.
How about this? 247 and a half passing yards.
I like
Two what?
247 and a half.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Higher?
1.5
passing touchdowns.
Over. That's always the number, though, so that doesn't really, it's always going to be 1.5.
Yeah.
For every quarterback in the league, unless it's, I don't
How
know.
about 276 and a half pass plus rush yards?
Love it.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Somebody says they had an 8-leg parlay for $600 that they lost by 1 yard from Kyron Williams. That makes you want to, like, just kick your own dog, dude.
Damn it.
Screw you, Jasper. You know, like, no, that's what my stepdad's dog's name is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not the guy that we love. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. 37 and a half passing attempts. I think
I don't like
lower on
that.
one.
I don't like that. That means we got a shootout, and I don't want to root for that.
What about half a rushing yard in the first quarter?
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
What's Xavier Worthy's rushing yards? While we're at it,
While we're at it here, let me see.
I bet it's 5.5.
I was going to say 4.5, yeah.
Let's see here.
That's your hammer right there.
It's just a one jet sweep, man.
Mm-hmm.
And with these edge rushers, I like that.
Xavier Worthy. Here we go. What did you ask for? Rushing yards?
Wow. What is it? Is it 1?
4.5.
Yes. Nailed it.
Let's go.
You got to take that. That's a gimme.
Got it on the head, baby.
Just want to let you know
That's
are gonna,
one carry.
Yep, one jet sweep.
That's all he needs.
Let's go.
Now, real quick, I know we're boring people, but what is Juju Smith-Schuster's yardage? Because that's another one that I've been
I
finding.
don't know that like people are into gambling. I know we're talking we're not talking about what our stupid bets. I think this.
No, I'll build a parlay Friday at props. I won't take the over.
Juju,
or under.
what did you want?
Receiving yards.
I bet it's 11.5.
I love this bet because I always take it's hit every time I bet it.
What do you think?
I bet it's 10.5.
It's 5.5.
Dude. That
you got to get on the
Mahomes
Underdog
rushing.
app.
Yeah. That Mahomes rushing and Xavier Worthy rushing. 5.5 yards?
5.5.
1 catch.
Come on.
That's good.
Love that. Just so you're aware, we are going to drop off more playoff T-shirts thanks to our friends now at DM Law. You know Mike's got this. So do Carrington and Rob. 11:30 a.m. on Friday. That's where you can get it. Coming up on the other side, well, fantasy punishment. Bob's got an idea, and he's got a solution. Mac, Bob, Dusty, 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Fescoe and Dusty.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
I'll tell you what, this weekend the perfect activity is going to be foaling because it's going to be cold outside, but you want to get out of the house. You want to give the kids something to do. Maybe you've got some friends in town because, I don't know, there's a big game this weekend that everybody wants to go to. But if you're looking to get out of the house, do something fun, something that everybody can participate in, then foaling is the answer to that question. Kids, yup. Adults, yup. Guys, yup. Gals, yup. Everybody can have fun at Foaling. It literally is for everyone in Kansas City. Foaling is football plus bowling plus bar, and that equals Foaling Warehouse, Kansas City. Come take your best shot at KC's funkiest sports entertainment venue at 435 and State Line. We fooled around and found out on Friday and had ourselves a blast celebrating my wife's 50th birthday. A bunch of adults out there throwing that football back and forth, knocking down the bowling pins. It was awesome. And then you watch the kids do it, and the fun that the kids are going to have Foaling, man, they're going to absolutely love Mom and Dad if you take them Foaling. Plan their birthday party at Foaling and cater it yourself. You can bring your own food, and Foaling has a world-class bar as well. So check them out at FoalingKC.com. That's FoalingKC.com. That's where you go to reserve a lane as well at FoalingKC.com and get your Foal on.
Real stories with Hellsberg.
After we met and we started dating, Nancy and I lived 150 miles apart, and I would drive my old jalopy car, and it was roughly a 3-hour distance. It took 3 years I drove across that state back and forth dating her every weekend.
Persistence.
And I would have never stopped. I had a lot of energy back then. 36 years ago.
At Hellsberg, find the engagement ring worthy of your story. Designed with the love, care, and craft it deserves. Visit a Hellsberg store or hellsberg.com.
Get ready to elevate your game this NFL playoff season with FanDuel, because right now all customers can get a no-sweat NFL same-game parlay for any game. Just place a 3-leg NFL same-game parlay and you'll get bonus bets back if your bet doesn't win. Same-game parlays are the perfect way to combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payday. Build your own or choose from one of the popular SGPs pre-built for you in FanDuel's top-rated sportsbook app. So what are you waiting for? Get your no-sweat same-game parlay on America's #1 sportsbook. Visit FanDuel.com/Alex. FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. Opt-in required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max wager $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com.
We're talking with Dr. David Bach, board-certified urologist at Kansas City Urology Care. What's the most important thing men should know about prostate cancer?
I would strongly recommend PSA testing. It's a simple blood test. It's inexpensive, and basically every male over 50 should be having this PSA once a year. Prostate cancer is the second leading cancer killer of men.
And why should they go to KCUC?
We not only treat more prostate cancer than anyone else in this part of the country, we also start with cutting-edge diagnostics to offer the most precise diagnoses of prostate cancer using ultrasounds and MRI. We can offer surgical, medical, and radiation types of treatments. And even for men who require additional therapies, we're able to offer all that at a single site.
Get your PSA level tested by the experts. Kansas City Urology Care. At KCUC, you see the best in KC. To make an appointment, visit appointments.kcuc.com.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother was saying he got life insurance from Ethos. With Ethos, it only took 10 minutes and he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place. For changes big and small, loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. Booth Creek Wagyu, KC's premier Wagyu beef meat market, has even more convenient ways for you to shop. In addition to their location at 135th and Metcalf, they're now open at 95th and Knoll. Everyone deserves to elevate their beef. Whether you're looking to wow your family with a meal they'll never forget or impress your friends, neighbors, and coworkers, their Wagyu experts are ready to help you pick out something unforgettable. Booth Creek Wagyu, now with 2 locations, open 7 days a week, or at boothcreekwagyu.com.
When Google Fiber first launched 1 gig internet right here in Kansas City, it cost $70. Cut to today. Over 10 years later, 1 gig internet still costs the same, $70. That's what you get with Google Fiber. Fast, reliable internet with simple, straightforward monthly billing. No data caps, no annual contracts, no hidden fees. Just a small local fee for the city on top of your flat, predictable price. Go beyond good enough. Go beyond fiber. Sign up today at fiber.google.com.
Divisional round coverage of the Chiefs and Texans on 96.5 The Fan is brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer partner of your Kansas City Chiefs. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Jay's Southland Tow Service on the Kansas side. 35 northbound in Olathe. Things are slow around Santa Fe. Stays heavy up towards 127th Street with an accident reporting. Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident, call Jay's Southland Tow Service 816-779-4869 or southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments. They can do it all, so be in the know and call Jay's Southland Tow. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric Traffic Center, Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan Traffic.
Sometimes people do really good things in this world. I don't know if you saw this yesterday or not, but that Eagles fan who dropped the C word on that wonderful lady that was just watching her team, fired from DEI consulting job.
Oh, it's actually officially been done. He's been fired. Good.
I mean, TMZ's reporting it. If TMZ's got
they're
you,
right.
It's official.
No, it's official, yeah. There's no better news service out there. In fact, they're the only legit news service out there is TMZ. They're right every single time. They've been wrong like one time.
You may not like their ethics, but
they're right.
They always have it, man.
Yeah.
I think they were the first people that reported the Kobe Bryant thing.
I know. They did.
Because I remember that day. I was sitting on the edge of my bed getting ready, and I remember looking at my phone, and it was like TMZ, Kobe Bryant has passed away. I was like, dude.
That was one of those ones where they were wrong, too, because they reported other people that were dead that were not dead.
Yeah. And then that's what I was going to allude to, is like the Kobe thing, they kind of got, because everybody was in a rush that day to get the information out. I mean, that's the thing with the media, man. Like, just be right. Nobody cares who's first.
That Philly fan. Banned for life.
Good. He
fired from his job.
Yeah, he should be. I mean, that guy should not enjoy the fruits of being a normal person anymore because of the way that he behaved in that game. You don't do that. I mean, and especially like if you're going to the game this weekend, don't be a jerk, man. If you're sitting next to the one Texan fan that may be there, don't be a jerk to that person because you will be found. People will call your employer. I mean, like, this goes back to the Don't F with Cats on Netflix, if you guys have seen that, right?
Have you watched it?
I have not.
Insane.
I mean,
insane.
But that's what goes on now. You do something stupid in public, people will find you, they will call your boss, and you will lose your job.
Oh, yeah. Especially if you're that type of person.
And the fact that he was like a DEI consultant, too, using that kind of language, what does that tell you? What kind of guy is that? That guy sucks.
No longer employed. Somebody said the parlay. I had Nelson Velasquez. I'm not going to use all the words they use. Over 0.5 bases in an 8-leg parlay to pay $1,000. The bet was going to void because he didn't start. That guy pinched hit in the 8th inning and hit a 408-foot ball to center field and flew out.
Oh,
that's tough.
That sucks.
That's tough, dude. Like, pinch hit, so like it would have been a 7-leg parlay.
So the bet was going to void. You were going to get
just that leg. It was still. They would have just made it a 7-leg parlay and adjusted the money.
Okay.
But since he pinch hits, it's an at bat, and what it'll tell you is like the player must have an official at bat.
Well, of course, yeah. I mean, you know,
the other thing that sucks
does
about
a walk count as an official at bat?
I think so, but it does not count as a base, which is brutal.
Doesn't. But what if you steal second or advance to second?
Then you have the steals. Because like Bobby Witt Jr. was like, his stolen bases props were always high this year. Because it was like, he doesn't really steal anymore. Like, he didn't really steal. I know he stole like 30 bases, but like, it was like every game was like plus 280 for him to steal a base. And it's just like, well, you think about it, 162 games, 30 plus stolen bases. It's like, not a lot of times that's happening.
No, it's 5 every
Whereas
fifth
like
game, basically.
Ellie De La Cruz, it's like minus 110. Like, the guy just,
those are the bad beats, man. Like, okay, so we get to the 8th inning. I guess this guy's not playing. I'm going to win. Oh, why did you pinch hit him? Come on, Q.
Yeah. Somebody says they were first to break. TMZ was first to break the Tiger Woods accident as well.
That's right. They were.
They get you, man. They're everywhere. They like.
No, they're great. They're great at what they do.
Pop up out of holes. They're like.
Ben Maller almost went and worked for TMZ at one time.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They were calling because Ben back in the day was like the king of rumors in L.A. Everything went through him. And so TMZ wanted to hire him, and it just didn't work out, and whatever happened. But it never materialized or whatever it was. But he interviewed with the head honcho over there at TMZ.
I can see that. Ben's easy to talk to.
Yeah. Well, I think I read it because when we started the show, I was like, Ben Maller, what do I need to know? Like, what are little nuggets? And he, from what I saw, spoiled the NBA dunk competition.
Oh.
Because he said that he saw the winner announced already, and it was Blake Griffin. And it was the year he jumped over the car and won, and Blake Griffin ended up winning. And Ben Maller had reported it.
Wow.
And they're like, wait a minute. He goes, I told you, I saw the winner already. It's already been announced. Like, you guys are going to, and they're like, no, you're just being, a loudmouth.
Such a good dunk contest.
And
Damn.
Blake Griffin won. Shout out Ben Maller.
I mean, you jump over a car. I mean, you're going to win.
But he's saying that he saw it already, that was already it was already proven. Like, somebody had already said Blake Griffin is the winner no matter what. And then he ended up winning.
And he ended up winning.
Yeah, jumped over a car.
I mean, I don't know. Sports are scripted, right?
Now, I don't know why you guys are best friends. Speaking of Ben Maller, we'll talk to him tomorrow on a Friday. Just kidding. Thursday.
Thursday.
So you brought this up about fantasy punishment.
Oh my God, Men at Work's Down Under was number 1 on the Billboard charts in 1983 on this day.
Can't make that up. The universe is weird, dude.
That's really weird. That's really weird.
I want to go home now.
That's so weird.
So
never talked about that song. Never played that song.
Never played that song. Never talked about that song. Brought up to you about Vegemite sandwich. Talked to our buddy Aussie, who's from Australia. This date, 1983, number 1 song.
Yeah, Jayhawk for Life just sent it to us from old school 80s. January 15th, 1983, Down Under by Men at Work hit number 1 for the first time.
That's messing me up.
God, if you're listening, I'm sorry for cussing.
I'm telling you what, man, the world has a vibe, bro. Like,
I need to go to the garage immediately. Stop by Flora Farms on the way home. Dude.
I mean,
like, what is going on?
What the hell?
That's so weird.
What in the actual hell? Like, you had never heard that song you said before. Like, at 6 o'clock this morning, like, I never heard that. I don't know. Vegemite, all that kind of stuff. Had a huge conversation to start the show. Had no idea.
Wow.
And then this tweet comes out 19 minutes ago on this date in 1983. That was the number 1 song. Weird.
37 years ago. 38 years ago.
No. Can't be, because I'm 37. I was born in 87.
That's what he said, didn't he?
83.
Oh, my math's bad. There you go. 41.
January 15th, 1983.
Somebody goes, what are we talking about again? We brought up that song, brought up Vegemite, played it, and then we just got tweeted at by Jayhawk for Life, and it says that song was number 1 on this date.
Became number 1 for the first time on this date in 1983, and lasted 4 weeks.
I'm kind of freaked.
I call your doctor if it's that long, but
no, I don't have time. I don't know. I'm just speechless. Apparently, it's going to be a good day, mate. Yeah. Hi. That song was really great in 1980. That's terrible. Let's go to break. 1996.5 The Fan. You're home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
What the hell's wrong with your station?
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Mac Morey here. The Super Bowl, it's right around the corner. So what's your plan? You going to do the same thing you do every year? You ready to step it up and try something even better? Well, I got a Super Bowl experience for you that's like no other. It's the Verizon Super Bowl Fan Fest. It's coming to Kansas City live in the Power and Light District February 9th. You'll get exclusive access to the stadium where your favorite players make history. You'll meet those games' most legendary players, all while enjoying live music, crushing some game day bites, and maybe even a game day brew or two. The Super Bowl, it only comes around once a year. Who's ready to celebrate bigger and better than ever before? Tickets, they are going fast. You don't want to miss out. Visit your local Verizon store and find out about free tickets today. Must be 18 years old or to attend. Additional terms and conditions apply. See VerizonFanFest.com for details.
Your skin tells a story. At KMC Dermatology and Med Spa, we understand that stress, time, and life can leave their mark, but it's never too late to refresh, renew, and restore your skin. With 25 expert providers across multiple locations, we make glowing skin easy. Same week appointments? Absolutely. Select Saturday appointments available? You got it. From medical dermatology to advanced aesthetic treatments, we're here to help you look and feel your best. Schedule your appointment today at kmcpa.com. KMC Dermatology and Med Spa. Beyond the surface.
Pick up your phone and put in givemethevin.com. Highest money, quickest offer, $2,000 to $200,000. Top car buyer in the United States is givemethevin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
T-Mobile 5G home internet keeps getting better. Get our fastest connection loaded with benefits. Get T-Mobile's best home internet starting at $55 a month with auto pay and any voice line. Plus, Price Lock. We won't raise your rate on internet. Check availability at T-Mobile.com/home internet.
Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Guarantees regular monthly rate plan price of fixed wireless 5G internet data with qualifying service. After $15 bill credit with postpaid voice line plus $5 a month without auto pay with debit or bank account. Regulatory fees included for qualifying accounts. $35 connection charge applies. Speeds vary due to factors affecting cellular networks.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Always still look at myself as a high-performing athlete, even at 40 years old. And so I want to go able to run and run fast and do things that I could 15 and 20 years ago. And it was getting to the point where the pain was starting to limit that.
Pain attacks people from all walks of life, not just former professional athletes like Bobby Carpenter. That's where QC Kinetics non-surgical treatment steps in.
And now that the pain is gone, I've been able to go and do the stuff that I love and run fast and run sprints and try to get back to where I was.
QC Kinetics regenerative treatments use your body's own healing properties to deliver long-term relief without surgery.
Now, being able to go and work out and do the stuff that I want to do and challenge my body, it's made me a better person, a more pleasant person to be around.
Don't wait. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation today. QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299.
Arvest Bank, believing in the power of serving others.
Arvest Bank believes in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to supporting those who serve our communities. We believe that all communities deserve a financial partner who cares. Arvest. We believe.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Northland, 35 northbound heavy from 435 up towards Pleasant Valley with an accident. Kansas side, 35 northbound slow from 75th Street up towards Antioch with a wreck. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric Traffic Center, Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan Traffic.
You can listen to the play-by-play of the Chiefs and Texans divisional round playoff game with Mitch, Danon, and Kling right here on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Nine o'clock on the dot. Not really. 9:01. Stay focused, Dusty. Tomorrow, Ben Maller on the show. Friday, Mitch Holtis. Is it his Friday or his Saturday? I don't know.
Well, Mitch lives at Chiefs Kingdom, so for Mitch, today is Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday, so he'll technically be joining us on his Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Have you watched the movie The Whale yet?
No.
You should. It's depressing, but it's very good.
Okay.
I know now why Brendan Fraser won Best Actor.
So good.
I don't like depressing movies.
Yeah, well, those are always the good ones.
They really are, aren't they?
Yeah. Simon Birch, depressing. Loved it. Great
Old
movie.
School wasn't depressing. I mean, it was because she left him and everything.
But it's not a great movie. It's a
yeah.
funny movie. But
I love it.
Yeah.
See, I think you and I are completely different on that. I just give me a 90-minute comedy. That's all I need.
My buddy Nick only watches rom-coms or comedy. He won't watch like serious movies. And then he watches one. He's like, that was awesome. I'm like, yeah, like The Town, The Departed. Like those movies are great.
I'm kind of like him. Like,
yeah,
I have no interest, but then once I get in and watch, I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, a lot of times like going out, if you will. Like, come on, let's get out. Then I go, I have a great time. Hey, everything's great. But like, it's like getting there. Like, I don't know that I want to watch that movie. And then I do. I'm like, oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. I will bring this up because we did it earlier on our poll question, which is quite simply, who do you want to see at left tackle? Do you want to see DJ Humphries or do you want to see Joe Thuney? The votes have been put in. We are now at, where are we at here? Let's scroll up. No. 297 votes.
No.
62% of them say Joe Thuney.
I'm surprised it's that low.
Yeah. I mean, it's gone down. It was 67%, but now it is 62% Joe Thuney to start at left tackle over DJ Humphries.
I'm Mac, back me up on this, or maybe not. Dusty, maybe not. Aren't you surprised it wasn't higher? Like, I thought it would be 80% for Joe Thuney.
Me too.
I really did.
Me too.
What do you think the holdout is for people who are clicking on DJ Humphries?
There's 354 votes now.
Okay.
60% say Thuney. 39.8 say DJ.
Wow. Okay, so it continues to go down. Is that the blind faith that we all should have in Andy Reid, say that if Andy says it must be good? Or is that football nerd kind of taking over? Or get the 40% that voted for DJ Humphries, who basically hasn't played in a year, and you want to put him out there against Will Anderson Jr., Danielle Hunter, in his first game in a year in 20-degree weather. The more I talk about it, the more it makes more sense for Joe Thuney for me. And again, I could be completely wrong. Andy is better at this than me. But if they start DJ Humphries and it goes bad, it will go down as Andy's biggest blunder in Kansas City. And as the text line pointed out to start the show in the 6 o'clock hour, which is beautiful, I love this. This is Gerbach Gannon all over again. And me as a history buff, you got to study history so you don't repeat history. We've been through this in Kansas City before, where you had a guy that was playing good, and then the playoffs get here, like, we're going to go back to this guy, and we know how that worked out for the Chiefs.
So there are some comments on the Twitter poll.
Okay.
This is from Britt Zank. I want Humphries to start the game. Our best offensive line being at least serviceable at left tackle and Thuney at guard. Now, if he's getting worked in the early drives, then make the move and slide Thuney out.
How long do you wait, though? I mean, what if the first play of the game, Mahomes just gets blown up?
Continue the name shout-outs. This is from Tristan Hazen. Super Bowl, they took right tackle Wiley, who was solid, and put him at left tackle. Then there was problems at 2 spots instead of 1. Thuney needs to be where he's a superstar. If Humphries can give you average play, this team will be unstoppable. If he can't, then you make the switch.
But we have seen games already this season with this lineup in there. This isn't a blind test, right? We have games against the Chargers, the Browns, the Houston Texans, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's a month. That's a quarter of the season, basically, where we've played this offensive alignment up front, right? With Caliendo at guard and Joe Thuney at tackle.
Your offense also was better. You outscored your opponents, I think, 77 to 34, 35, whatever it was.
And the sack numbers have gone down?
1. Houston Texans.
I mean...
And that wasn't from the interior. That was not from Joe Thuney's side.
No.
So...
I think that was Trey, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
But Trey and Creed and Thuney have not given up a sack this year.
Right. Well, I think...
So it was Caliendo.
Okay.
Maybe Kelly and I just know it wasn't from Tooney's side. I know it was an interior sack, that one sack.
But I told you guys this yesterday. What the F, man? Why are we having this conversation?
I just do the whole thing of make it make sense.
Right.
And again, like you said earlier, we didn't question, we question Vegas sometimes with lines, right?
Mhm.
Like Buffalo's a 1.5 underdog at home against the Ravens.
Ravens are winning the game.
Right. Andy Reid says what Andy Reid wants, and Andy Reid does what Andy Reid does.
Right.
This is from Mike Bogan. I'm fully aware that most people do not understand the help Tooney has gotten that Andy refused to give other tackles this year. The answer should be DJ and give him help. Tooney is a massive upgrade over Caliendo, and Autry is playing this game.
Yes, speaking about Danico Autry, their D tackle for the Texans. Very good player.
From JB, I think it's got to be Humphries with the option to sit him and slide Tooney out if there's an injury or he is significantly underperforming. From back-to-back Super Bowl champion Dick Thunderclap. I don't know if you can say that on the air, but that's his name. Humphries
is that Italian?
I think so. Humphries is the correct strategic move. And then this is from Matt Scott. If you pick DJ, you obviously didn't watch him get brined relentlessly against both Denver and the Chargers.
I think, Bob, what it is, I think we talk about this in sport, it's the potential, right? It's that that unknown. You're always going to choose the unknown. And even though DJ is somewhat a known entity, we have seen him play and play poorly, it's still just like, oh, well, he was an all-pro. He was a pro bowler. This is, on paper, the best solution, but we're done with that. The ramp-up's over. I don't want if he has a bad drive.
Yeah, this isn't week 7.
Yeah, I'm done with that.
The text line says, DJ Humphries is better at his position than Caliendo is at his. Because that's what I was asking you guys. Is that what the move's going to be? Is that it's like, we're going to throw DJ Humphries out there, and if he starts to struggle, which is what it seems the tweets that I just read, and the text line that's been all day, is like, let him be the left tackle, let Tooney be the guard, and if it gets bad, then he gets pulled, and you go back to what you know is a fixable situation. My argument is they scored 77 points, and he was sacked one time in 3 games and 11 days, and it's the damn playoffs.
My comment is, why are we having this conversation? I feel like this is overanalyzation by paralysis or whatever they say. And I talked to somebody in the organization yesterday. I said, is this real? And the response back was conversations daily. So obviously they're thinking about it inside there. Andy's addressed it and all. And I understand that, but I do believe that if this goes wrong and DJ Humphries starts, this will be Andy's biggest blunder in Kansas City. Not that there's been a lot, but there really hasn't been any blunder since that 28-point, loss or blowing that 28-point lead against the Colts in the playoffs a decade ago.
Micah in Denver is best friends with Mac. He says, yo, Dusty and Bob, Texans defensive tackle Autry is a beast and will destroy Caliendo. Keep Tooney in at left guard.
I don't know about destroy.
What do you think Will Anderson Jr. is going to do to DJ Humphries?
It's like pick your poison almost, right?
Yes.
Joe Tooney was good against Myles Garrett. Now, there was pressure, but Mahomes wasn't hit.
No.
And
I need to keep my guys safe back there, right?
Isn't that like 1A, 1B, him and TJ Watt, number 1 DNs in the league?
You can counteract an interior defensive lineman by just going to the other side or running outside.
I'll tell you this, if DJ Humphries plays left guard or left tackle, I'm taking Mahomes over rushing yards.
Because he's going to be squirreling out of the pocket and then moving up. Yeah, I like that.
And you're going to see jet sweeps, so the Xavier Worthy rushing yards, I'm taking that as well.
Up, yep.
Somebody says, Tooney is an all-pro guard. Humphries is Pro Bowl left tackle.
He was, yes.
He was. But he hasn't played in a year.
Somebody says Patrick Mahomes gets to make the final call.
Now, I don't hate that.
What do you think, Mac? You say no? Because somebody also said, if Patrick Mahomes trusts Andy Reid, then I trust Andy Reid, and I'll just sit back and watch. I agree with that take. That's a good text. But, this is the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's not time to get cute.
That's the thing. Again, it's not week 7.
Yeah. It's not week 15.
Right.
It's divisional round.
Yeah, right.
These are the best of the best of the best, sir. Men in Black. And this is where you just stick with it. Just go into the playoffs with what you know. Now, again, if I know nothing about coaching in the NFL, hell, I don't know anything about coaching. But if they've seen something for the last week while we've all been on a bye and waiting,
right.
and they're like, man, this guy's going up against Chris Jones. We moved Chris Jones over to the edge spot to see what Humphreys can do, and he looks good.
Right.
And then we trust.
Right.
So, I don't know.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, you got to trust Andy Reid in this, but you also can say, but. Like, it's okay to question Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, right? As great as they've been, nobody's perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is one of those where I think we've been sitting around for a while. We've had way too many cups of coffee, way too many conversations with each other. It's game time. Just don't overthink in life.
It's today.
Like, they always tell you to work smarter, not harder.
They also tell you to do the say it out loud test.
And again, yeah, the say it out loud test is big for me. And I feel like right now, the say it out loud test, the work harder or work smarter, not harder type thing, they're missing out on all of that. I don't know. I mean, it's just, it doesn't make sense to me. And that's okay. It doesn't have to make sense to us, right? If they deem this is the best thing possible, by all means go with it. But if it backfires, then you're opening yourself up to major criticism.
Who do you want to see at left tackle?
Oh, Joe Tooney.
Who do you want to see at left tackle?
Tooney.
Okay.
I didn't even think it was a conversation, Dusty.
Apparently it is.
I mean,
I don't know, man. From the
It's
Owens.
today.
Yeah. I remember. Cocked, locked, and ready to rock.
Locked, cocked, and ready to rock.
Or this one.
If worms had machine guns, then birds wouldn't be scared of them.
No doubt. That is the greatest hardball one. You ever heard that before? You've never heard that one? That's my favorite.
If worms had machine guns, then birds wouldn't be scared of them.
Like, you think that's AI? That's not AI. Nah, dog. That's Jim Harbaugh.
That's not AI?
No.
That's not like Andy Reid calling, Mike McCarthy a pork chop?
No, I wasn't Andy Reid. That was Jerry Jones.
Or not Andy Reid. Jerry Jones. I thought Andy Reid.
One of the funniest AI clips I've ever seen in my
Can we
life.
play that?
No, there's too many editing.
There's got to be an edited version that we can find of that play.
We wouldn't hear from Mac the rest of the show. It'd take too much time.
Oh, my God.
Just
it's
go
so
watch
good.
it. It's everywhere.
I fired him because he looks like a pork chop with that Perkins menu.
It was so funny. Dusty, make this a radio appropriate for me. That's tough. Asking the wrong guy. Anyone that thinks DJ should start is a blank moron. Quit overthinking this. I don't know, dude. I didn't think this was going to be the lead today, and by God, it's led everything we've done today. And it's going to be on Cody and Gold. It's going to be on The Drive. Hell, it's going to be on After Hours tonight with Mac and Drew.
Yeah.
I mean, it's everywhere.
Do you think it'll be on NFL Network, or are they still talking about the Cowboys?
They'll wait till the show's over to steal it. Coming up on the other side, we'll go back to our other topic of Travis Kelce, plus the playoff change. And don't forget, divisional round coverage is brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer partner of your Kansas City Chiefs. You listen to 96.5 The Fan, and it is your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Make sure to follow us on Instagram @TheFan965 for behind-the-scenes content from the show. Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
I'll tell you what, your place for parking at the airport is Park and Go. They've got an incredible facility that has all covered parking. And you're looking outside right now, you're seeing snow. No, I don't want snow on my car. Well, if you're headed out of town, park at Park and Go, because every spot is covered parking. And they make it so easy, from making your reservation at bookparkandgo.com to their easy-to-use app. Park and Go makes it simple. And they make it very affordable as well, because when you prepay, you're going to save money and get their lowest possible rate. So that's what you want to do. You need to make your covered parking reservation at bookparkandgo.com, then prepay, and you're going to save money. When you get there on the day of your flight, you just give them that reservation number, and they direct you right to that covered parking spot. Within seconds, the van is there to take you to the airport terminal, and you're there with no stress at all. And then after a long trip, the last thing you want to do is wait for a bus, right? You don't have to worry about that. With Park and Go, all you got to do is grab your bags, walk outside, and jump on the bus, and it's right there, and you're right back to the trunk of your car. So do what we did and join their frequent parker program and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Mac Morey here. That's Super Bowl. It's right around the corner. What's your plan? You going to do the same thing you do every year? You ready to step it up? Try something even better. Get a Super Bowl experience like no other at the Verizon Super Bowl Fan Fest. It's coming to Kansas City live in the Power and Light District on February 9th. You'll get exclusive access to the stadium where your favorite players make history. You'll meet the game's most legendary players, all while enjoying live music, crushing some great game day food, some great game day brews. The Super Bowl, it only comes around once a year. Who's ready to celebrate bigger than ever before? Tickets are going fast. Don't miss out. Visit your local Verizon store and find out about free tickets today. Must be 18 years or older to attend. Additional terms and conditions apply. See VerizonFanFest.com for details.
Listen, you've been making house payments for years, right? And right now your home's value has never been higher, right? That means you're likely sitting on a small fortune in equity. And good for you. That's cash you could use to help secure your retirement, solve all your financial burdens, enable you to travel everything you want. The catch is, you're not ready to move. No problem. You don't have to with TrueHold. Sell and stay leaseback program. It's a genius financial strategy. You sell your home to TrueHold while its value is high. You bag all the equity in cash now, and you can stay as long as you like with an easy, affordable lease. And TrueHold pays property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. TrueHold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. Get a TrueHold offer now while your home's value is sky high. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out without moving out. TrueHold.com.
It's playoff time, KC. Join Cody and Gold Friday from 10 to 2 as they broadcast live from the Rally House at Barry Woods Crossing. Shop the latest KC styles and official postseason gear, plus enter to win Rally House gift cards while you're there. Details at 965thefan.com.
I'm Brian Tedesco, CEO of Blaupunk Americas, the pioneers of the car stereo. Today, we're not just about sound systems. We are revolutionizing the e-bike scene with Blue Dot Bike. Thanks to AmericanEagle.com, our online presence now features a dynamic e-commerce website that showcases the quality and affordability of our foldable e-bikes. And our collegiate e-bikes, just perfect for the college fanatic. These e-bikes offer a new way to experience freedom on two wheels, no matter your age. When we needed a top-notch website to match our cutting-edge e-bikes, we turned to AmericanEagle.com. They made the impossible seem easy, tackling digital challenges like pros. Check out the Blue Dot Bike website to see AmericanEagle.com's amazing work in action. Need the best in website and digital marketing solutions? AmericanEagle.com is your go-to. They've been a game changer for us, and they can be for you too. Visit AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW-1. That's 877-WEB-NOW-1.
What's up, football fans? BetMGM is giving you the chance to win up to $250,000 in bonus bet credits. It's all part of BetMGM's longest touchdown jackpot, where you could be able to split the grand prize with anyone else who bet on the longest touchdown of the week. Log into your BetMGM account today and opt into the promo. Then place an anytime touchdown wager of $10 or more on the player of your choice, up to one player per game. If your player scores the longest touchdown of the week, you'll win a share of the $250K in credits. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. BetMGM's longest touchdown jackpot subject to rules. See BetMGM.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are unrestricted rewards credits that expire in 7 days in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Okay, so that's with bacon, cheese, lettuce, tomato, grilled onions, ketchup, and hold the pickles.
You know what you like. You wouldn't order your burger just any way. Why should your sports talk be any different? With Chapters on the free Odyssey app, you can choose the topics that matter to you most. Whether it's reactions, matchup previews, injury updates, or team news, quickly find what you really care about. Your football talk, your way. Download the free Odyssey app and start listening today.
Today, expect sunny skies with a high of 31.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Your local Staples store has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. Save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
Back at it on a Wednesday here on Fescoe and Dusty.
Thursday if you're at Arrowhead Stadium, though.
That's right. Somebody goes, oh my God, thank you very much for the Jerry Jones AI press conference. That was hilarious. Told you.
Oh, God, it's great.
My buddy Mike, who's a Dallas fan, said it to me. He goes, I normally don't like stuff like this, but man, I'm rolling on the ground. I was like, dude, it's nuts.
Oh, it's so good. Like, that's where AI get in trouble. That's why I'm not an AI guy, because they can take anybody's voice and make it sound like they say something. And
yeah. What'd you say? Everybody's bored, has nothing to talk about. On Good Morning Football, they literally have a topic right now. What's your most underrated divisional round game
of all time?
That's what it says.
Who's thinking about that?
I was going to say, I don't remember a lot.
Yeah, what? What's your favorite divisional round game of any
playoff? Most underrated. It's even worse.
Oh, it's even worse.
Yeah, because that was 13 seconds, but that's not underrated.
Your most underrated divisional playoff game ever? Who the hell knows?
I don't know.
Chiefs, Texans?
85 Giants, Bears at Soldier Field. Sean Landeta missed I don't know.
Chiefs, Jags? It's fun.
It was a game. You were there, probably, right?
Yes.
So that's why you think it's great.
It was there.
It wasn't a slam dunk either.
No, it was not.
Chad Henne drive was fun.
Was Cleveland the divisional round?
Yeah.
That was a good one. That's underrated. The Alex Smith drive, but with Chad Henne.
What did they come up with? I'm sure some cowboy game or something from the 90s.
2017 Falcons-Eagles was Kyle Brandt.
Okay.
Again, I don't remember.
I have no idea what that was about. Yeah.
Who was the quarterback? Foles?
For the Eagles was Foles, but for the Falcons would have been Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
You talk about a guy who, by the way, I hate to do this, but I'm going to. That CBS TV pregame show I watched for the first time this weekend, that sucks.
Fox is better. It's like Strahan, Johnson, Gronk.
The guy that they have as their insider on CBS is Ron Burgundy. He just reads the teleprompter, and it is brutal. And Matt Ryan isn't very good.
No, he's not.
I mean, I don't know if you guys. I don't consume pre-game shows normally because they're terrible.
They're awful.
I mean, this thing on CBS was hot garbage, man.
We got too many people on the show. 6 dudes sitting around a desk. They each get to talk for 30 seconds. It's terrible.
It's not even that good. Like I'm talking more about the insider guy. Like their Schefter stinks.
Yeah, what Glazer's on Fox, right?
Yeah, he's fantastic.
He's the best.
Because he doesn't do it all the time. That's the best thing about Jay Glazer. When he speaks, you listen.
Yeah, and he's still super credible.
Right. When he speaks, you listen. It's like, you're just beating me over the head, Ian Rappaport and, the other guy, Schefter. Jay Glazer goes, he drops a Glazer bomb, right? Like you had the Woj bombs back in the day.
I don't know if I ever want to know what a Glazer bomb is. That sounds gross.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like that.
Let's
Here
do
comes the
something
Glazer bomb.
Yeah, that's what it is. And he does his thing, makes the announcement, walks away, and that's it. Like, that's why I like Jay Glazer the most, because it's not in your face constantly with, I was the first to report that the Jags signed 13 players to their practice squad. Who cares?
Now they're doing the book you suggest to any team or player is.
Okay.
Charlotte's Web.
Great
to
restaurant
the
in New Jersey, yeah.
That's really a place called Charlotte's Web, New Jersey?
Yeah, it's an Italian restaurant, my parents' favorite joint.
I need to go to New Jersey. From the text line about the Joe Tooney, DJ Humphrey. You guys say don't overthink it, but all you guys do are overthinking it. Just because he hasn't played it a year doesn't mean he hasn't been practicing. And when does Andy ever get cute?
Thank you. My friend Jim texts me. He goes, 110% Tooney. Pro Football Focus gave Humphreys a rating of 10 for pass blocking against the Bronco game. A 10.
From the text line, CDOT was told yesterday by Patrick Mahomes he trusts Andy with his life. From the 913, come on, goobers. You can help tackle, not guard. Pressure up the middle is more dangerous.
Then why does the left tackle get paid the most?
Because they go up against the defensive end.
No, it's not the most dangerous up the middle. If that was the case, then the setters and guards would be cashing the checks.
From the 785, Jerry Jones' AI press conference has me crying. Yep.
I fired him because he's a pork chop that read a Perkins menu.
Somebody says, lay off CBS. They just lost Gumbel.
So?
They didn't talk about Gumbel.
Nothing to do with Gumbel. It stinks. They're not good. It's embarrassing.
I don't really watch pregame football shows.
That's what I'm saying. I had it on because it was,
because the Chiefs weren't playing.
Yeah, right. And
normally I just kind of like.
I usually turn the TV on if I'm at home watching at 12:02 at kickoff.
So like that time is normally when I go to the store and Quick Trip and get all my stuff.
Getting
it's
all your
between like
stuff
11:15, 11:45, and then I come home and it's like just put on the countdown on Red Zone.
That's usually what I do, but there's no Red Zone. It was the playoffs, so I'm like, all right, let me see what this is about. Oh my God! I mean, that's network television, man. No wonder nobody watches it anymore. It's terrible.
Boy, that guy for the Eagles fan is having a bad day. He's all over the internet now.
Good. I hope he has the worst day ever. He deserves it. He's a jerk.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't do that kind of stuff. Like, you deserve everything that you get, man. Everything that you get, you deserve.
You know who deserves something today? Dennis Gates gets a little bit of a nice little round of applause. Denny Gates. He went to Florida last night and won with the Mizzou Tigers. That's a big win. Sorry, it was sports. And it was something that was on TV. They played at 8 o'clock, watched the entire game. They beat Florida. Good game. Shout out there. I know that'll be a topic on the drive today. It should be one, too. Completely turn that team around. But we can talk about college basketball when March gets here because that's when it's relevant. Sorry, it is what it is. Somebody's football team plays till February every year. But Barber gave us a sort of playoff change picture. I'm kind of with Mac on this one. I don't necessarily love it. I don't hate it. I think it's a good topic. But we were talking about that the other day. Like, how do you change the playoff format? And he sent us a big old rundown in our text group the other day about how he would do it.
And it's basically you seed the teams 1 through 14, as he has right now, but you get rid of AFC, NFC, and you seed them 1 through 14, and you give the first 2 teams buys. You would have the Lions as the 1 seed, the Chiefs as the 2 seed, both getting buys in the first round of the playoffs, and then had his matchups of this: the 14-seeded Broncos visiting the 3-seeded Eagles, the 13-seeded Rams at the 4-seed Vikings, the 12-seeded Steelers at the 5-seed Bills, the 11-seed Bucks at the 6-seed Commanders, the 10-seed Texans at the 7-seeded Ravens, and the 9-seeded Packers at the 8-seeded Chargers. Now, a couple matchups are the same, but everybody wants to change everything all the time in sports, it seems like, right? Oh, we got to get better at this. We got to do that. We got to do this. We got to do that. And they never give examples of what they would do to change. Barber laid this whole thing out of how he would change it, and I don't really hate it. It goes back to what your friend said yesterday, Dusty, about the 2 seed in the AFC playing the 7 seed in the NFC and vice versa, and doing the playoffs that way, which I don't mind either. I'm all for trying new things and seeing if it works and trying to create the best matchups possible, because what do we say every year when we get to the Super Bowl? Oh, the Bills-Chiefs was the real Super Bowl this year, right? And that's what we seemingly say every year. And then you get to the Super Bowl and it's like, okay, it's an afterthought compared to some of these AFC championship games that we've seen over the last few years. Why not try to create the best matchups in the playoffs regardless of AFC, NFC, and hopefully it leads to the 2 best teams, even if they are in the same conference, playing for that Super Bowl championship?
Yeah, look, I think it was, like, I am with Mac on this opinion. I think the playoff system was fine. 2 buys, 6, whatever.
I don't disagree with that, right? But we're not going back.
No, you always go forward. But I don't know. I also agree with Mac as well when he says this year might have been an anomaly with teams. But again, if that is the case, like, do we think the NFL's talent is going to get better? More teams are going to consistently be that good? But then you look at the teams this year, the bottom 10 teams, Bob's bottom feeders, absolutely terrible. It's very much divided like it always is. Yes, there was an anomaly this year in Minnesota being 14-3 or whatever it was. But again, like, there was the teams that are left in the playoffs right now. Then there was like a middle gap, right, of like Tampa, I don't know. I guess the Rams their record doesn't implicate what they really are, I don't think.
Washington's probably in that middle gap.
Yeah.
All the teams that didn't win the division.
Then there's like 12 that are just bad.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But and then you have the numbers to back up like non-expansion, right? Like, I know we're going to 16. I just know we are. It's going to happen, right? But since 2020, when they switched over to this format, the 7 seeds are 1-9 in the wild card round.
The only win was Green Bay last year, you said, right?
That's right. Green Bay over Dallas is the only 7 seed to win a game. They beat the 2-seeded Dallas Cowboys last year. And they're 1-10 overall in the playoffs. So they went on the next week and lost. That doesn't scream to me expansion. But maybe this does. The average margin of victory for the 2 seed over the 7 seed is almost 13 points. They're almost winning by 2 touchdowns in the playoffs. So you want to have an 8th team in each when the numbers are showing right now that these are not competitive games It's like the 16 beating the one in college basketball. Just doesn't happen all that often. Up until 4 years ago, it never happened, right?
Yeah.
So the numbers are out there showing you that the worst team in the playoffs just isn't competitive.
Mac, if you could fix something, which you're anti, what would you fix?
I'd go back to 6 teams and a 16-game schedule, but obviously I know that's not what's going to happen. The NFL wants more money, but yeah, I mean, at least
the NFL season will be officially ending President's Day weekend.
Yes. 100%. They'll keep pushing it back. And I'm okay with extra games. I just hate the extra playoff teams. I mean, it just goes with, just participation trophy. Everyone gets a chance, whole thing. I mean, they're not, you just went through it. There just aren't 16 great teams. There aren't 10 great teams. We're just getting more bad games, man. I mean, this year, do you want Seattle in the playoffs on the NFC side? Because that's who you'd get.
Yeah.
The Bengals, a rare year that you'd actually get a competent 8th seed.
Are they, though?
I think they're better than Denver.
If you're a competent team, you don't, poop the bed in September and lose to New England. So I would rather go to 6 teams in the playoffs.
Yes.
I'd expand the regular season to 18 games.
I'm
That's
fine with that.
fine. Mm-hmm. It's going that way. But reduce the playoff teams.
And keep divisions. I know the division thing, I'm more of like that's an anomaly, and I think divisions are extremely important because look at the AFC South, like those fans care about football for 16 weeks because of that division. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't have to care about, like, what would they be rooting for if there wasn't the AFC South? Like, they're all bad. They get to root against each other and battle against each other to get to somewhere.
To get and have an opportunity.
To have an opportunity.
But if you're not that good, though, I mean, why should you have an opportunity in the playoffs?
Well, shoot, the AFC South in the divisional round. Jacksonville was in the divisional round a couple years ago against us, gave us a little bit of a run for our money.
Yeah,
so,
that's fair.
There's a chance, you know what I mean? Put them in the dance.
So you like the divisions.
I'm big on the divisions.
I would have no problem, like we talked about on Monday, getting rid of the divisions.
Yeah.
Keeping one rival opponent that you play home and home, and then having a round robin of a schedule. I think that would be kind of cool too. But they're always looking for ways to reinvent themselves. Go to an 18-game schedule. Go to 12 playoff teams. Give the first 2 teams buys. I know it's going to cost you money in the postseason, but it's not been a great product with that 7 seed so far.
From the 850, the NBA tossed divisions, and it sucks.
Yeah. Yes.
Somebody says,
great point.
And then from the 913, someone says, I feel like the divisions and conferences are moot. All the scheduling buses to close opponents anymore, like we were in the NFL was founded. Hell, we're playing New England half the year now. Time to evolve.
But that's why the divisions were created, because of travel back in the day. And that's why when people with college sports are like, oh, you're going to go from USC to, you jump on a plane. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah, like the Seahawks were in the West.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm that old, at least.
Yeah, I mean, hell, the Cardinals were in the East forever. So, like, we've done this before, where we
Seattle, Kansas City,
right? Arizona to New York for the East. And now I know they started in Chicago and St. Louis. It was Easterner,
right.
But still, I mean, like, I don't know. I think the divisions kind of have run their course. It's just, let's come up with the best matchups we possibly can.
I just like, I like reseeding. I don't know about adding playoff teams, but I think that they could reseed because they do it in college basketball. I know that you don't believe it, but they do it in college basketball because KU will be a 1 or a 2 seed this year, and everyone will be like, well, they have 7 losses, and this team that's 27-2 will be a 7 seed because they play in the Big Sky.
That's right.
Now I'm just regurgitating old conferences, but like that's what it'll be. It'll be like, how are they a 7 seed? It's like, who did they play? Right? Like,
I'll tell you what, the Montana Grizzlies got screwed. Sir, you've never seen the Montana Grizzlies play a day in your life.
And then it's up to them to be like the George Masons or those type of teams. Like, we were scrutinized, but here we are. So
go
cool.
win. And if you go win, great, man. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
that's wonderful.
But the NCAA football championship is the 8th seed versus the 7th seed.
Mm-hmm.
Make that make sense.
Those are probably your 2 best teams.
And they're the 8th and the 7th
That's
seed
right.
playing in the national championship.
That's right. Yeah.
What if we keep divisions, but trading teams to different divisions every couple of years?
How would you do
That's
that?
too much chaos.
But I love the idea. You've got me hooked. Okay, I'm in on this. But how would you do? Like, who would be in charge of the trades? Like, is the division winner the one who's going to say we're trading? Like, if you're the Chiefs, you would probably want to trade the Chargers right now because they're maybe the second best team in the division. Do you trade them to the AFC East for the Jets? Like, how does that go down? I love the idea of it. I think it's fun. But give me more. Give me more of that idea.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Reid, we're going to trade the Chargers
So this text is making me think about this Minnesota Rams game, and I haven't stopped thinking about it since I watched it on Monday night, but it says, Chiefs beat the Texans by 20 last time they played it in the divisional game. The Vikings showed they were a fraud 14-win team. How much of it is that Minnesota wasn't that good, or how much of it is that maybe the Rams aren't what their record says they were? Right?
It is both.
The Rams are better than I think people... Now, watch, they'll go get blown out this weekend by Philadelphia. But here's the thing. I think the Rams and the Lions will play in the NFC Championship game. Like, the Rams are better than people think, man.
Yes,
like,
they are.
Yes, Minnesota, crapped the bed. Darnold was bad. KOC got out-coached. Sorry, you got out-coached by the second-best coach in football. And it's like, we only generate, like, that Minnesota was terrible. Maybe the Rams are good.
Rams are good.
But it's easier, Dusty, to say this team sucks as opposed to saying, and this was something I learned from Vermeil, because we had this conversation 20 years ago, 25 years ago now, and he goes, there's 11 other guys that are paid to kick your ass. Like, we don't factor in the opposition. We always view it from one side. And it's easy to say, oh, my God, Sam Darnold was bad. But why was Sam Darnold bad? Because the Rams made him bad. They had 9 sacks. Yes, he could have avoided some of them.
7 of them.
But they still got to him. They still shut him down. They still played their ass off. Like, we forget to give credit to the other side because it's just easy. It's low-hanging fruit to say Sam Darnold sucks, which he did. But
Washington went 12-5 and played a road game in Tampa Bay, and they had to go up against Philadelphia all year. And they went 12-5. With a rookie quarterback, had to play a road game. Minnesota went 14-3, had to play a road game. It's just, that's where I don't think it makes sense. Like, that's what they need to change. And I've been on this before when they were letting, 8 and 9 teams win the NFC West and get a home game. Like, remember those years when, Seattle was, 8-8 or whatever it was?
Carolina, maybe?
I think they were one of them.
I think it was Seattle was 7-9, and I think New Orleans was 7-9. Well, no, New Orleans went up to Seattle and won that game, is what it was.
It's just, that to me is where it needs to change. Not necessarily, adding teams, adding buys, doing stuff like that. To me, it needs to change with, look at the numbers and the say it out loud test. Minnesota, 14-3. Yep, you got to go on the road. It's like, okay. Because then people are like, well, then win the games you're supposed to win. They won 14. Yeah, they lost 2 games. They lost to the Rams and the Lions. They lost 3 games.
They lost to the Rams and Lions. That was it this year, right?
Yes.
But I also think now, though, we need to adjust the way that we view the NFL because that 17th game is a huge difference maker in the way
this system everybody would stop resting.
It's a huge difference maker though the way that we view games now because we're still all and rightfully so viewing games through a 16-game lens where the Kansas City Chiefs are 14-1 and they still got to go win another game to get a bye. Had this been a 16-game season, that would have been grandfathered in October.
You know what they should do, and maybe this is just a bad idea. The 3 worst teams in the AFC and the NFC, like in soccer, get relegated to the other division.
I've been saying relegation in baseball for years.
Like if you're one of the 3 worst teams in the NFC and you're one of the 3 worst teams in the AFC, you're now in different conferences.
Oh, swap conferences. Yeah. I don't hate that either. I'm all for that.
Now, I guess that could make sense because you have to have an even number because what if 2 of the worst teams in the AFC are from the AFC East? And they lose 2 teams, but then I don't know how you can make.
Well, then
you just backfill.
Well, you run into the same problem though. Of what if that 3rd worst team, the NFC, won 7 games,
right?
And the AFC's like, cool, their win totals don't even add up to 7. You're like, great, we still have to switch.
Yeah, I don't care about that. That doesn't bother. I'd like that idea though. Yeah, you got to switch conferences this year.
Will there ever be a second league in the NFL where you get moved up to the NFL?
That's called college football. Will there ever be a second league? Why would the NFL ever spend more money on things they don't need to spend money on? They got this free minor league system running around wild. Now they're paying those guys in the minor league system. Like the NFL sit back and idiots.
Seattle was 7-9 in 2010 and beat the Saints at home in a wild card and beast mode run.
They beat this? I thought the Saints went up there and got a win.
No, that's when Marshawn Lynch was born.
Okay.
For Seattle. That's what Micah in Denver said. So
I'm probably wrong. That's fine.
Yeah, Seattle won a playoff game the year they were under 500.
All right, they did win that game. All right.
I did say this earlier, but this was last week, and somebody says it on the text line. What if winning your division only guaranteed you a spot in the playoffs, but not your ranking in the playoffs? That's perfect
that's fine. I'm good with that too.
You win your division, sweet. You're in the playoffs. It's an automatic lock. doesn't mean you get a home game.
Yeah.
You win your division at, 10-7, and somebody else is like the Minnesota Vikings for it. Because what if that game was played and the Skull chant was going on? Do you think the Rams still win? Probably, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Because, Darnold lost in Detroit and on the road in L.A.
In Glendale, but on the road.
Yeah.
They had more Vikings fans there than LA Rams fans.
Well, come on. Also, should they...
that's the point.
Yeah.
It's your point, though.
Yeah. Would you change this rule that if there is like a natural disaster or some sort of disaster at that team's home, you go to the opposing team's home?
I like the
so
neutral
instead of
site.
going to Arizona, you go to Minnesota.
Yeah, I like the neutral site thing because at the end of the day, you earned that home field advantage, and if something like that happens, it's out of your control.
Sure.
To then give that other team, I'm out on that. But I do like the reseeding. I do like the playoff or the division win gets you in, but it doesn't guarantee you a home game, and then you just seed based on winning percentage.
The NFL already had a second system. It was called NFL Europe. Fair point. Or the Canadian Football League. Division round coverage brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer partner of your Kansas City Chiefs. Don't forget, Friday at 11:30, Carrington and Rob will be handing out more T-shirts for the playoffs, brought to you by our friends at DM Law. Mike has got this. Coming up on the other side, our fantasy punishment segment. What say you, or do you have a punishment for your fantasy league? Bob, Mac, Dusty, 96.5 The Fan, your home, Kansas City Sports.
Fescoe and Dusty. Subscribe and watch the show on YouTube by going to our channel at The Fan 965. Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5, The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, as we get ready to start this 2025 year, you want to do it with a little bit of financial freedom. You want to do it to make your life a little bit easier, right? We all do. And after the holidays, we know how it is. I was looking at the bills the other day. Here they start to come in, and we've got to start paying those bills right now. But if you want to take 2 months off from a mortgage payment, you could potentially do that with my friend over at Golden Oak Lending. I want you to take their free mortgage checkup right now. It's risk-free. There's no paperwork or credit card required. All you have to do is have a conversation with the folks over at Golden Oak Lending. They'll ask you about your financial goals, where you want to go in life, and then they'll try to find a mortgage that works for you. And if they do, great. If they don't, hey, no sweat. They're not going to try to put you in a mortgage that doesn't work for you. If it's not better than what you're currently in, Golden Oak will not allow you to get into that new mortgage. But if you do find something from Golden Oak Lending that's better for what you have, that works for you, then sign up today, and you'll have the opportunity to skip those 2 mortgage payments, and you won't be making a mortgage payment until we see first pitch out at the baseball stadium. So get with Golden Oak today and take that free mortgage checkup. It's risk-free. There's no paperwork or credit card required. Just call 913-890-GOLD. That's 913-890-GOLD to find out how much money you could save each month and do what we did and let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my erectile dysfunction sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition, and it's fully treatable. And at Heartland Men's Health, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. Which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. In fact, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and you'll likely find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. It's the new year. Resolve to get your ED treated and change your life. Call us at Heartland Men's Health. Your initial visit is only $99. It includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. Heartland Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Well, I'll tell you what, we were talking about it earlier in the show, and that's the Underdog app. You need to download it right now, especially if you're in the state of Missouri, because for Missouri fans, I've got great news. Underdog is available to play in Missouri. Underdog is the best place to cash in on all your takes during the playoffs. Which players are going to go off? Which ones are going to be ice cold? And with over 5 million happy players and 2 billion won, Underdog makes it fun and easy to cash in on all of your favorite athlete performances. And with their Champs game, you could win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats when it comes to yards, touchdowns, interceptions, and more. How would you like to take Patrick Mahomes over the 23.5 rushing yards for the game? You can do that. You can go higher than 23.5 rushing yards per game with Patrick Mahomes. And every dog deserves a second chance. And with Underdog Rescues, you can get your money back and receive a promo if an early injury causes your entry to lose. Plus, with Underdog's double flex option, you can even take 2 L's and turn them into into a W. So download the app now. Underdog is the best place to play champs. Download that app, sign up with promo code BOB, and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's promo code BOB. Must be 18 and over, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
You're listening to Kickoff with Boomer and Valenti, locally here on 96.5 The Fan in Kansas City. Kickoff with Boomer Esiason and Mike Valenti is presented locally by ESPN Bet Sportsbook.
Casey's has 8 new coffee roasts that have been described as having rich aromatics that entice any palate. But, we're not sure what that means, so we just call it darn good coffee. It's not crazy. It's Casey's. Get a free any-size coffee with Casey's Rewards. See Casey's Rewards for details.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Presenting a Gain Flings love story. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus this morning when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. Alas, I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
Welcome to Staples.
I am so pumped. My business is going to kill it this year.
Awesome. How can I help?
First, a new computer.
With Staples Home and Office Hot Deals, you save big on tech.
And new posters.
Save on custom printing, too.
And,
a new chair?
A chair? Who has time to sit?
Maybe all your new clients?
Now you're talking.
With Staples Home and Office Hot Deals, you'll find huge savings on custom prints, storage, chairs, and tech. And now save up to $175 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 2/1.
Divisional round coverage of the Chiefs and Texans on 96.5 The Fan is brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer partner of your Kansas City Chiefs.
Let me tell you something here, Mac. You want some stats? I'll give you some stats. I'm sure everybody's seen these stats. They're Mahomes in the divisional round. Mahomes in the divisional round is undefeated. He's 6-0. He's thrown for 1,813 yards. He has a passer rate of 115.8, 16 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and a 70.4 completion percentage. How you done?
He does a nice job in the playoffs.
How many yards did you say?
1,000. Yeah, basically it's like 18 something.
Wow.
6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. 6-0.
It's over 5,000 yards for a full season.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So you taking Houston?
When is Vegas going to take that game off the board?
They actually just moved it up. It's now 8.5 Chiefs.
Nobody's betting Houston, are they?
No, they're trying to get people to bet.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, nobody's betting Houston. That's a big swing right there. 1 whole point.
Ugh. I wonder what that Buffalo line changed. I check that daily just to see if I'm missing anything.
I think it's still Baltimore.
Baltimore's still the favorite in that one?
Yeah,
I would assume so.
Flipped.
Yeah, Kansas City 8.5 over under 41.5. Lions are 9.5 point favorites against Washington. The Rams are 6-point dogs against Philly. Love that. And yeah, Buffalo's still a 1.5 underdog at home.
That's a big dog for LA.
It's huge.
I know they're traveling across the country and all on Saturday. Wait, no, they're playing Sunday.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
Sunday
well, they don't
at
even,
2 o'clock.
I don't even know if they're using their practice facility right now because of the air quality. So I don't know when they're going to choose to travel.
Did they just go? I mean, I hate to say it, but the smart thing would have been gone right from Phoenix to Philly.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Or just stay
find a high school and,
Or just stay in Philly or stay in
Arizona.
Phoenix.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then leave.
you could do that too.
No one's using that facility.
Their families are already there. Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
Why leave
But
there?
I'm sure a lot of these guys want to go home and check on the family members, dogs, everything that stayed behind and whatnot. So.
All right, you did some deep diving on some fantasy punishment. What'd you find?
I saw this fantasy punishment from somebody that they had to stay in Waffle House for 24 hours. We've seen these before, right? And each waffle you ate reduces the amount of time by an hour of how long you have to sit in Waffle House. So he went in at like 6:21 a.m., right? So
it's too late.
Is it?
Yeah, you got to get there like 4.
4 a.m.?
Yeah.
Do you think, what's about, it's 24 either way, right?
Yeah, true.
How many waffles, though, do you think you could eat? Because if you eat 4 waffles, that gets you out like 2 a.m. Whoop-de-doo, right?
Yeah.
I feel like 12's the number to make it worth your while of sitting there and eating all those waffles. Could you eat a waffle an hour for 12 hours to get out at 6 o'clock at night? That seems like a lot, but I feel like I could do that.
Because some people will tell you the strategy is to eat as many as you can at first
That's
and
what
then
I'm
rest.
thinking.
But then, like, you get to that point where you're just like, I can't look at food.
So what do you do? Eat one break, eat one break, eat one
I think the
break?
strategy you'd have to, like, eat them in different variations. Like, one, you would put, like, your eggs over it.
No, see, I'm not
stuff.
putting anything else
That's
other
no
than
syrup.
syrup and butter.
Okay.
Other than that, yes. But I'm not adding eggs. I'm not adding
True.
anything
You can't-
else
yeah,
on that.
That's risky, Dusty.
Yeah. See, if you did hash browns instead of waffles, I'd be out of there by 6 a.m.
Oh, yeah. Hash browns from Waffle House? Oh,
The best.
Butter.
There's none better in the game. Other than maybe the McDonald's one. That
Little
one's also-
McDonald's,
that
yeah.
thing is really
good.
dangerously
Yeah.
good. You can buy those at the store.
It's never the same, though.
No, but it's close. It's
Never
close.
is it?
It's
Okay.
close. Yeah, yellow box, frozen aisle, Hy-Vee.
So I think I could probably do 12 and 12 hours. And
I think I
get
could
out
do,
of
if we're being honest, I think I do 8 to 10 waffles.
there. Okay.
Yeah, that seems more realistic for me.
I think I would force myself to get the hell out of there.
Because what if you puke? Does it matter? Because if
don't
I ate like
know.
7 waffles, I just go to the bathroom and, I almost said the worst thing in the world. I would put a finger down my throat and then I would puke and then I would come back and be like, all right.
Yeah, I don't think you can puke and rally.
Can
I
you
don't
take
think
narcotics?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
Yeah, at that point.
Well, if that's the case, go on and give me 2 cents. I'm just like, whatever. I would just, yeah. And if I knew I was doing it, I'd go on an empty stomach and I would drink water for like 2 straight days.
You know you're doing it.
Yeah, because like Adam Richman, the guy who used to do Man vs. Food.
He almost died.
Yeah, he did because of what he did.
Yeah.
And he would do it in a week. So he would do the restaurants like Monday and Wednesday. Tuesday he would rest, and then Thursday and Friday he would only eat water and fast, no food, just water, drink water,
That's
so that he'd
stupid.
go to the challenges with an empty stomach, and then he almost died of a heart attack.
Yeah, that's just too unhealthy to do that kind of lifestyle. That's why he's not on the show anymore.
What would
be the number one opportunity?
I know what yours is, and
option?
it almost made me vomit.
Really?
Because I don't know if I could eat that many.
Oh, see, like the number one option to get you out the fastest for me, I feel like the Taco Bell bean burrito would be it for me.
Yeah, I know, dude. Bean burritos. Oh,
15
I
of those.
love it. No onions.
They're fantastic. They're easy to eat.
They are easy.
Pizza rolls.
That's not a fast food restaurant.
Does
though.
Quick Trip count?
No.
Taquitos, I'd say.
Oh, yeah, taquitos.
Well, then I'd do chicken nuggets from McDonald's. I'll eat 100 of those things and be out of there in 10 minutes.
Okay. You could do
Yeah,
that.
chicken nuggets is a
Just
good
think
one.
about like what fast food you think you could easily
Chick-fil-A
eat.
nuggets.
Like what if you had to do a 6-piece? A 6 isn't a lot though. Like every time you had a 6-piece, you got an hour taken off.
I'd eat 20 nuggets
it'd be easy.
in one setting for about 5 minutes. I'd smash them all. And then I could literally eat 50 nuggets in a large fry in college.
Oh,
but I was a whale.
Yeah, so was I. I mean that was a start.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
All
And
right,
for
that's
my-
the
and for-
appetizer.
And for my meal.
Yeah, pizza shuttle. Like so. Like what would have to like is the McNugget coming a 9-piece now? 10. So a 10-piece every hour, like every 10-piece you lose an hour. Could you do how many 10 pieces could you eat? Because I probably
10. I'd eat
I
100
easily
nuggets.
could eat 100 nuggets. I would think,
sounds-
yeah.
Yes.
But we say that, and then you get to like nugget 30, and you're
Yeah,
like,
you're like,
all right,
whoa.
I can't do this anymore. Our friend Jimmy Fassler sent me a text this morning. He had to walk in the parade in Shawnee with a sign that says, I suck at fantasy football.
Oh, that's great. It's a great punishment.
Somebody says Drew lost a bet to Cody and Gold. His punishment is 24 hours in a McDonald's. Has he done that yet?
Oh, really? I didn't hear about that.
Is McDonald's even open 24 hours? Can you
Yeah,
even
you
sit
have to
down in the
find
McDonald's
one.
anymore? It's run by robots, and there's no seats.
I do remember them discussing this because they were talking about finding a McDonald's that's still open 24 hours.
Somebody says their that's true. Yeah. Somebody says their fantasy punishment was to make the loser of the league take the ACT and post his score. I'd be like, cool, you do it. Let's see, you're 16. What's your talent? You know? Bean burrito, no onion, add creamy jalapeno sauce. Greatest drunk burrito combo. Try it, Dusty. We'll do that.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Yeah, we get paid Thursday. I'll DoorDash that Friday night. I probably won't. Gosh, yeah, fantasy punishment food wise. I'm trying to think of other fast food restaurants.
Like, could you do like Arby's 5 for $5.55 in college was easy?
Yeah, that was awesome. Always got three 3 beef and cheddars, a mozzarella stick, and a curly fry.
So if we were going to do 5 roast beef sandwich, for every 5 roast beefs you eat, you get an hour off. That seems like a lot of beef to eat.
Yeah, I think I'm in there maybe
for an hour.
24 hours.
Yeah.
Yo, Dusty, the new Taco Bell chicken nuggets are fire. Micah in Denver.
Somebody else had said to me, do not sleep on these things. Apparently, they're supposed to be pretty good.
I don't know. Have to try it. Might not try it. A lot of people said the waffle or the White Castle sliders would be an easy bet to do because you could do
How many of those?
I don't know. 0. I've had 1 my entire life. Go do something nice for somebody, people. You never know. It could change their day, week, month, or year. It is simply cool to care. Kansas City. Stay kind. Stay safe. Stay warm. Cody Gold and Drew coming up from 10 to 2. And then it's Mac and Drew from 7 to 9.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.